We got the regulars on today. Go on and Happy New Year. Oh, Bennettarium. Oh, it's the Bennettarium, and it's starting right now.
Welcome to the Bennettarium.
Hello.
Howdy. Well, we all made it through 2016.
Some of us more than others.
And now it's 2017.
Off to a good start. Hollyweed. Don't know if you guys heard about that, but
What
for a moment it was
fresh-
Hollyweed.
What fresh horrors await us this year? No, it's gonna be a good year.
I know, I'm excited. Not depressed at all.
Yeah.
Well, that's the episode, everyone.
We're all gonna go pop some Zoloft now. Feel a lot better.
Rabbit, the Spine, and Walter Worker Chelsea find themselves tunneling through a blue matter portal.
Wait, tunneling? Like we got like claws and we're like moles? Like, is that what you mean?
I've got my
I mean,
tool
more
belt
like-
and a chisel.
Like, do you have to? Is that canon that you had to tunnel through it?
No, okay.
Is it rock?
Are being ripped through a tunnel
Oh,
of energy from a blue matter portal.
so we're dead. Oh, right off the bat. This is not. Okay, go on. Sorry.
So they emerge from the blue matter portal in what looks to be Earth, but a very destroyed Earth. One far into the future. It almost seems unrecognizable if it weren't for the Statue of Liberty, perfectly intact, where it used to be, where it is, where it was. But everything else is gone.
So this tunnel has time travel properties.
Oh gosh. Well, here we are, 2017.
I don't remember how I got here.
Trump has certainly made this place that we used to call home uninhabitable.
The ground almost looks like Martian, like soil. It's all red, and the sky is blood red as well, and there's ash in the air, and, well, the Statue of Liberty looks pretty good.
She's looking fine. Yeah.
Walter Worker Chelsea, what does your radiation meter say?
10.
Oh yeah, you're gonna die. You need to put on your special Walter Worker suit. Also, I think I detect a hint of no oxygen on this planet anymore.
Oh gosh, radiation levels of 10.
How long have you been holding your breath? Put on your spacesuit.
My character doesn't have to breathe because I'm a
10.
robot.
Okay, I've got my gas mask or whatever.
No, you're gonna need more than
radiation.
that. Spacesuit.
Okay, I've got my Walter Worker spacesuit.
What about you, Spine?
I don't need a spacesuit. We're robots.
What, you equipped those lungs back in our last campaign?
That was just for decoration.
Oh,
I threw those away.
okay. My mistake.
All right, looks like you're all ready to go, Walter Worker Chelsea. Mm-hmm. All right, this is the mission we got from Peter Walter. Let me fire up the hologram here. And a blue projectile emerges from the apple that I was holding this whole time, and it's like a mechanical apple.
Can
Specifically-
I roll for initiative to eat the apple?
You want
I
to try to eat their apple? Let's see if you're quick enough. No.
Oh.
You try to grab it, but Spine's like, no.
Aw.
He's more like, no.
Aw.
Well, I guess he could be like, no.
All right, then I'm like, aw.
You do that. The projection says, you're a good Peter Walter.
I don't know the script.
Okay.
What does it say?
Fine.
I can do it.
Fine, I'll just make up a voice.
No. People will think that's canon. Wait, you've done Peter Walter before.
I don't remember. I don't remember what it was.
What do you say?
Okay.
Just whisper in my ear.
No, wait, how? What, they're just gonna figure it out? I should have just had this as a piece of paper.
Okay, well, whatever.
Wait, I got it. The apple makes a hologram of a piece of paper, and the Spine reads it. Dearest robots and Walter Worker Chelsea. Pretend that my voice is his because I'm dictating what he said to
All
us.
right. All right, Spine. I don't know. That's not a very good Peter Walter.
You're going to travel to an alternate dimension much like our own in the year 2017, where everything's destroyed. Unfortunately, the Hypexion moonworms have taken over everywhere. They left Earth a desolate place, except for the Statue of Liberty, because they really liked it. But everything else is gone.
Are these...
Well, there's another page. I'll just flip to the
okay.
next page. I push. He flips the little leaf on the apple. It's like an apple that looks like a robot. It's like a metal apple. There's a hole like projecting it, and then he just flips it, and then it goes to the next page.
All right. It's
Wow.
inventive. A piece of paper would have done the
This
same
is the
thing.
future.
Oh! Well, oh, you don't have to tell me.
What's the next page say?
Good question, Walter Worker Chelsea. Did you make sure to turn on your external speaker so we can hear what you're saying inside your...
Yes.
Good. Shouldn't you sound more like this?
Okay.
There you go.
What's the next page say?
What? No, I'm just kidding. He says we have to go destroy the Hypexion moon base.
Oh.
But actually, there's a mothership as well.
Oh.
We should focus on that first.
All right.
All right, let's go. Let's get to it.
Let's do
And I put the
this.
apple in Spine's pocket. Wait, I put the... this is a little confusing.
Are these moonworms affiliated with anyone? Or are they just here to cause trouble?
No, you know just as well as everyone else here that the moonworms cannot be negotiated with. They do not have any diplomacy, nor have a language. They do know how to build a mean mothership base.
I want to roll for worm diplomacy.
With what? There's no worms around.
Oh.
I don't know why the spine's like... It's take a while to get used to. You just want to see if you have any?
Yeah. Do I have any
if you-
worm diplomacy?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm rolling.
I don't have to. Don't have a language. What are you going to do? Squirm around?
How do you know?
Okay, fine. Here we go. Let's see.
That's not canon. The Hypexion
Oh.
moonworms might have their own
Yeah,
language.
no, you rolled a 19 and plus your plus 0, but so you know their mating ritual squirm dance.
All right.
So
Well, if there's any hot moonworms,
they're all you know their primary source of blood is lava.
Oh, I thought you meant hot, like
I'm gonna-
sexy. Sexy moonworms.
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
ready
joke.
for those worms. Those sexy worms shaking their engorged
magma capillaries.
magma capillaries. All right, Spine, it's time to...
Oh, there's a mothership. You can see it. It's right up there.
How do we get up there? Do we have rocket jukes? I don't know what
It's a rocket juke.
I think I wanted to say boots, but
Come on, one of you has to have
Jukes.
a rocket pack.
jukes came out instead, so
Ah,
rocket
you must have been
jukes.
looking at that jukebox over there.
Ah,
It's like a Ross with you. All right, yeah. Yeah, it is. This is
who
what
built
I'm
this giant melting jukebox? Must have been some sort of hipster.
No, we don't have rocket boots. Did you bring the spaceship?
Yes.
No, you didn't. I don't see it anywhere.
I reach in my pocket and to see if I can pull out a spaceship. You right? Like that's
Well, I have the keys.
No. It's just...
fresh out of spaceship Spine. I looked everywhere.
I guess we forgot. How are we going to get up there? Let's look for a way.
I want to look around the environment and see if there's anything that might help us.
You see nothing for miles, except for the Statue of Liberty.
I see the Statue of Liberty.
Chelsea sees a broken down car. It looks like it's from the 1950s.
Can we install rockets on the car?
Can we install rockets on that car?
Why are you asking me? Do I know anything about space
Wait,
travel?
I'm like an engineer, right?
We
Or
can't all ask
something?
each other the same question.
Maybe I can build rockets on the car.
Can you build rockets on the car? No.
Ah, damn.
That's not your specialty. You should know of all people.
Wait, if I know cars, then this one might be magic. I check to see if the car can talk.
Not that it's magic, but just that it can
I pull out my Herbie the Love Bug DVD and I like
it does not talk.
come on, like in the movie. Like in the movie.
Rabbit, you know this car hasn't watched a movie since 2016. Look how destroyed.
Wait, if I go inside, maybe it'll magically come to life.
All right.
Right. I get into the car
It opens easily and you get inside it.
and I look for keys.
Are you in the driver's seat?
Yes.
You find keys under the, what's that? The sunshade.
I take the keys, I put them in the ignition, try to start it.
It doesn't start.
Hey, Spine! It's not a magic car. Can confirm.
Cool. Uh-oh, we've got company. Just as we are talking about our automobile foundingness, you see a giant asteroid from the sky plummet and smash right in front of the car.
Oh my god.
5 Hypexion moonworm babies, who happen to be the soldiers of the moonworm army, obviously.
Oh, I thought they were gonna be cute because they're
No.
babies.
No, they'll eat
Can I
both.
pick one up and pet it?
I wouldn't suggest that, but you can do whatever you want. They all have machine guns,
Okay.
like AK-47s.
What are they holding them with? They're worms.
They're mind powers,
Oh.
Oh.
so they're floating right next to them.
Okay.
Oh no! They're turning out weapons against us! And somehow they travel by meteor, which is pretty cool.
And somehow the impact.
Wait, we can't use our weapons?
create a
I-
bigger
It was like a
can
small one.
Can I pull out
It was over there.
my plasma gun, which I just made up?
Let's see if you brought up your plasma gun. You did not bring a plasma gun.
I'm gonna check to
I
see if I
left
brought
it
my
in the
plasma
manor.
gun.
Did you bring your plasma gun? You did not bring.
Wait, I have weapons.
Guys, we
you're
came
right.
really unprepared.
I totally have. I'm a war machine. I'm gonna open up my
As we're
skull
talking, the
and
worms are slithering towards us, and
I'm gonna roll to see if I can use my death ray on the
Activate
moon
war
babies.
mode.
you're which death ray?
The one that comes out of my goggles.
Okay. You charge it up, but it seems like it makes a little fart sound and a little puff of smoke goes.
I rolled a 3, everyone.
It looks like you need to charge that up a little more before you use it, Rabbit.
Well, I got saw blades.
All right. Well, now it's
I
gonna
can
be
throw a
Chelsea's
wrench.
turn.
Wait, I've got a wrench on
You
my
got a
tool
wrench, just a
belt.
regular wrench?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to do with it?
Well, I couldn't bring the big one, so I want to throw it at the moonworm baby in front of me.
The closest one. Okay.
The closest one.
You do a critical fail and hit yourself in the head. As you throw it, it actually ricochets off the car and hits behind your head.
Hits me in
And
the-
let's see if you get knocked unconscious.
That's not
undeniable. You get knocked unconscious.
Well, Spine, it's all to you.
I want fan art of this.
The Spine takes out his giant Final Fantasy VII Buster Sword.
That's actually his spines that interconnect into a giant sword. That's canon. That's canon.
And I plug it into my power source, and it starts electrocuting.
Wait, no, you got to roll for that.
That's, okay. And it does not electrocute. I pull it out, and I'm like, oh, they adapted. I must have left it at home. And so then I run towards the moonworms, and I do like a whirlwind to try to get all of them in one hit. And I hit one. And its head, or what looks to be its head, because that's where the teeth are coming out of, it slices off and flies away. Take that, you foul beast!
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get all cool with my saw blade hand.
It's all right, Rabbit. You don't have to describe what you're doing.
All right, so my hand turns into the giant saw blade.
Does it?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
There's a function.
You should have said a sword. No. Yeah, okay, fine.
All right, I'm gonna charge at some moonworms and take like a giant slash.
How many are there?
5. Well,
I'm
there's 4 now.
unconscious, but I'm.
Yeah, you slice 2 of them in half.
That's a saw blade.
As you slice them in half, green moon bloodworm and their red magma blood goes everywhere.
Wait, which is it? Is it just blue magma? Or?
Both. They have different arteries for the magma
All right,
and
that makes
green.
sense.
And I don't know if worms have blood. Yeah, they do. As you slice them in half, you see that they're reforming into 2 separate worms now that they're cut in half. So now the 3 worms that were cut in half are now 6 worms, making it a total of 11 worms.
Now I know how Heracles felt when he bested the Hydra.
How did he feel?
I don't know, I just wanted to sound smart, so I remembered that.
How are you feeling? Maybe it's the same
I'm
way.
feeling like I can't remember how he killed those all. Didn't he bury like one of the heads under a rock? And
No one remembers. That was a long time ago. And
well,
I'm gonna try to slap Chelsea awake. No, you're unresponsive.
stop slapping Chelsea.
I'm just trying to help.
Gosh.
We're gonna have to combine our weapons into a mega ultra weapon.
Can we do that? Oh my gosh, we've never done that.
We're gonna try.
Wait, if we combine.
We don't.
All right, what can I?
We're like trying to jam a sword and the saw blade together. So that
Wait, I have a minigun. I have bullets. What do you think about
I
that?
don't know.
All right, my right arm turns into a Gatling gun. So I feel all these bullets start getting fed into it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just like spray all those worms.
All right. You accidentally misjudged the momentum of the spinning chain gun because you haven't used it in a long time, and it tears your arm off. And
Spine,
roll two.
we're not very cool here.
we haven't battled in a long time.
Well,
It looks like we're gonna have to.
wait, Chelsea, she can. Oh,
No, she's still out. No. I'm gonna use my electricity blast from my fingers, and I turn my fingers like open up just on the ends of their tips, and little Tesla coils come out of them. All right, and I take aim at two of them because I have two fingers. I have two hands.
so Spine can go like.
Yeah.
Cannon now, guys.
Yeah. And I headshot both of them, and their heads explode. Heads explode.
But they're just turning into.
And those turn into two more moonworms. So now we're up to 13.
I
moonworms.
forgot. The Spine. Stand back. There's this other weapon that I've been meaning to. I just remembered. In John Carpenter's The Thing, they used fire to kill the
fire.
Hydra.
All right.
The Hydra in that
the spine
one.
takes. No, I'll drag Chelsea behind the car as well. We're gonna hide behind the car.
All right, and I'm gonna shoot out my petrol flame, the blue fire thing.
Mouth?
Yeah, from the mouth.
So rabbit activates fire breath. It makes a little spark, and one of them gets set on fire.
Oh.
But they quickly pat it out with their psychic
Go on.
powers. They like pick up some dirt and they pat themselves with it. And that puts the fire out.
We really should have
You
brought.
don't need more fire than that, rabbits.
Why didn't we bring like Zero or Hatchworth?
Oh. They were busy.
Probably could have just shoved the moonworms into Hatchworth's chest cavity and they would have been gone.
Wait, you've got petrol inside you.
Yeah.
We need to feed it into this vehicle, and then we can drive away.
That's so smart.
All right.
Right.
I open up Rabbit's back and pull the petrol cord out and shove it down the gas tank of the car and then I'm like, okay, Rabbit. No. And the cable or tubing bursts and petrol goes everywhere.
Did I do good, Spine?
Yeah,
I'd said it.
maybe. Wait, I got another idea. Wait. You can see if you wake up again. No. You're still knocked out. But you have petrol over you now too.
Oh, great.
I put the car into neutral. And Rabbit, let's push this car into the moonworms.
All right. I assist.
And then we push it, and it starts rolling towards them. Then Spine takes out a lighter that he got.
I'm gonna pull Chelsea away.
Please.
And I throw the lighter. And it ignites the car. Now we have a flaming car going towards the moonworms.
All right.
See if it hits them. It does not. Now our car is gone and on fire. It slowly rolls to a halt, and they just walk around it.
Can we try that ultimate ability again?
What was
Can we
that?
assemble?
I don't think we remembered how to do
Oh
it.
wait. So you have a sword,
Yes.
and I also have a.
Let's just punch him.
I'm-
Let's punch him until they're done. All right, here we go. Fisticuffs, here we go. We'll do a double. We'll do
rapidly
double
like-
robot punch team.
Yes, pneumatic.
Yeah, it
pneumatic
works.
punching.
Pneumatic punching. And we're just gonna pull
Until
them to
they're
the ground.
done.
All right.
Then we breathe them in, and now we have worms in our
All right.
system.
We start doing that. Let's see how many we get. 1, 2. Okay, we got 2. We pummeled 2 into the ground.
Are they dead?
It looks like they're not reforming. They're just crushed.
Fire breath again.
It succeeds, but because all your petrol just got shot out, you just have the little sparks of the ignition thing, and that ignites the petrol that's all over you, and you die.
What's with this?
So now you don't die, but you're a robot. But now you're blazing on fire, and if robots could feel pain, this would be the most horrific pain you've ever felt. Rabbit, you're on fire.
Yeah.
Quickly, go and
I don't know. I kind of like this.
quickly. You're fine with this. This is fine.
Sweet oblivion, take me. into the
Rabbit,
night.
hug all the moonworms. You're on fire.
I run towards the moonworms.
I don't know how many are left. We killed 4. Let's just say there's like 9 left. You try to hug them, but they don't want to be loved.
Oh. Okay.
Man, this is not working.
I'm standing there being burned.
Maybe someone should like shake me violently awake.
Yo, wait, yeah, it's about time to shake you out. Chelsea, we need your help. Okay, you wake up.
Okay. I hit myself really hard with that wrench.
No, we all saw
guys.
it was very embarrassing for you. I got it all on film. I was filming the whole time.
Don't put it on YouTube.
It's
Guys!
gonna take a while to transfer the film onto an actual digital media, but I'm totally putting it on YouTube.
Guys!
Rabbit, shut up. We're trying to think of a solution
Okay,
here.
what do I
The
have?
moonworms
here?
are slowly approaching us. For whatever reason, they haven't fired their AK-47s yet. That's probably because they don't know how to use them. They're just using them for intimidation.
Okay, I slowly reorient myself, and what do I have here? I have a thing.
No one knows. What do you have?
It's
You have a thing.
It's a nail gun, a drill. I can
Oh, you have a
shoot
drill.
nails with
You
my
can
drill.
You can shoot nails.
Wait,
with
what
your-
is it? A drill gun or a nail gun?
It's both.
It's the drill.
It's a combo.
It's a drill, but I rigged it so that I can shoot nails with it.
So you can nail and drill at the same time, which
Yeah.
will come in handy probably never, but whatever.
I mean, couldn't you just bought a nail gun?
Okay, so you want to try to use the nail
I'm
gun.
pointing it at the worms.
It jams.
I'm running out of tools here.
Rabbit, there's only one thing to do. Activate Hypex. Hold on.
Keep dropping my...
Rabbit, activate Hypexion Moonworm mating ritual dance.
I guess... Oh, wait, that makes sense. So I do my dance.
Yeah, you have like a...
I know, yeah. Moonworm diplomacy.
All right.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
You do that.
What happened?
Explain how what it looks
All right,
like.
the worms are so enamored, they...
No. You just explain you explain what the dance looks like.
Oh.
I'll explain what happens.
Well, it's definitely, it's kind of like this, with just like windmill arms.
But even though the worms don't have arms themselves.
I mean, the queens do.
Oh, well, these are just babies.
Yeah. That's pretty much
Okay,
all
let's
there's...
see. Let's make sure that worked out. Okay, so the worms are taken back. They drop their AK-47s, and they now think Rabbit is their mother. They quickly use their telekinesis to put out the fire with all the dirt and stuff around them.
Well, thanks, moonworms. Now we got friends. Hey, little guys, can you take us up to this mothership?
They don't speak English, Rabbit. Everyone knows that. They only speak death.
Oh, we gotta kill that mothership. Will you help us?
They just stand there and look at you. I don't think they understand English as well.
How do we communicate with them?
I mean, you can't.
I'm gonna kick one of them into the distance like a football.
You kick it. It goes through a field goal in a nearby football field. You know, near the Statue of Liberty or whatever. And I mean, it's broken because it's like.
Did it work?
You do it. You won a point or whatever. Whatever sports ball.
I was trying to like jostle them, like, oh, okay.
The other ones
They
don't
speak our
care.
language.
The other ones don't seem to care.
Okay, well.
Well, this sure is a predicament.
the mother base, a big laser comes down and shoots into the earth like a few miles away and blows up. I don't know, something. Well, it certainly looks like this is the end of days. Maybe we should just go back in the portal?
I mean, this is not even our universe, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there must have been a reason. Just then, there's a big UFO lands behind us. Or we only notice it right as it lands because it makes a big sound as a landing gear hits the ground. The spine looks at it and proclaims, "A UFO!"
Can I, like, inspect it or something?
It looks like a UFO.
Okay.
Like,
I'm gonna throw my
Guys,
Super
it's a
Bowl
UFO.
trophy at the
let's see if you
UFO.
have a Super Bowl trophy. Yeah, you have.
You told me. I mean, I got the point. No one else is playing, so I obviously won it.
Just as you're about to throw it, it hits a little indentation in the side of the UFO where like a ramp would come down with stairs, and it hits it, but then it lands on the ground, and then the stairs crush your whatever that looks like. 'Cause I don't know what a sports ball is. Just then you see giant space hamsters walk out.
Oh.
And one of them
shit.
proclaims, "Rabbit, the spine! Quickly, get in! We gotta go destroy the Hypexion Moon War mothership."
I look at the UFO and then I look at the portal. Look at the UFO and the portal. Gosh, I don't know.
Hey, these are our friends. Earth has always had a good relationship with the giant space hamsters.
Oh, have they now?
Everyone knows this.
Everyone?
Well,
Alright.
did you read the dossier before we came to this universe?
No. Why would I? Reading's for nerds.
Well, Chelsea, certainly you read the dossier.
I skimmed it.
Well, I also skimmed it because I didn't know we were meeting up with them. But I guess we were meeting up with them. Yeah, of course you guys were meeting up with us, says the one giant space hamster.
Well, you guys got snacks in there. I don't eat, but we have a human with us, and she's probably
I'm
hungry.
Does she eat hamster pellets? And he holds up like a giant one.
I don't know. Let's
I'll
find
try
out.
anything once.
We don't have time for that. Get on the ship and man your battle stations.
Do we know how to?
Are these controls?
Didn't you read your dossier?
Wait, who gave us the dossier? I didn't know we
Peter
were coming
Walter
through a
gave us the
portal.
dossier, obviously.
I don't remember even getting
Boy,
here.
we are not prepared to do combat.
I kind of think that maybe he sent the wrong people. They probably should have gotten some of those brown suits, some of the cooler characters from our universe.
They're taking on a very much more important mission. You're Team B.
Oh, jeez.
Oh God.
Zero and Hatchworth are actually
what-
Team B. You guys are actually more like Team G.
I wonder what mission A is.
But it's still real important. The mothership is way more important than the base.
Yeah, let's do it, guys. I go into the UFO and I man my
All right,
battle
we'll make it-
station.
we'll make our way.
Do the giant space hamsters breathe oxygen? Can I take my suit off?
They do.
Okay.
They also have space helmets on until the stuff closes.
I
Wait,
take
do we
my
need to
suit
put on
off.
our space helmets?
No.
But do we don't breathe oxygen?
We can survive in space. Why not?
No, I was saying like because we joke because we were in an environment where we didn't need space helmets. So on the ship, do we put on space helmets?
Because we can't breathe oxygen? No, we can survive anywhere.
It was a joke because we don't breathe.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't make any sense. It's much more funny when I have to explain it.
Something's going weird with the
I can't see it.
I have to go look at the recording.
Sure. Well,
Looks like something's
Okay.
going on with it.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Oh. I could check.
everything's okay. Crisis averted. All right, that's it for our adventures for now. Do you want to
Cliffhanger.
do your I don't know narrator voice and say
Will our heroes be able to defeat the Hypexion Moon War mothership orbiting around planet Earth with the help of their newfound allies, the giant space hamsters, in their UFO? What battle stations will they have to man? Will Chelsea have a bump on her head from that wrench hitting her in the face? Will Rabbit be able to repair the petrol tubes?
probably not.
What will happen to the Super Bowl win? Will it go down in history? And will the spine save the day? Maybe. Hopefully.
Probably not though.
Hopefully when everyone
Probably
else.
not. Welcome to the podcast. I am Isabella Bunny Bennett. I play Rabbit in Steam Powered Giraffe.
I'm Chelsea Penyak. I play a Walter Worker with Steam Powered Giraffe.
And my name's David Michael Bennett, and I play the spine in Steam Powered Giraffe.
I hope you guys enjoyed our little D&D session there.
You mean just tabletop RPG?
RPG, not D&D.
Nothing, not affiliated.
Do not disturb session there because we're engrossed in our game.
We thought we'd try something different. We didn't have anything planned, really.
It was. I like it. We can continue that adventure.
We can get better at it.
We're a little tired. The holidays, and
Rusty.
A lot of work, and
Yeah. I was pulling questions. from you.
Questions.
Yeah. Unless you guys want to start with questions.
No,
I-
let's start with catching up. People haven't seen us since, you guys since, or you haven't been on since the last two episodes.
I haven't done a podcast since December 11th. I've been really busy with the Nutcracker and all that holiday stuff.
At the ballet.
Yeah, at the ballet.
Yeah, let's catch up. So how did December treat you, Chelsea?
It was really busy. My Decembers are always busy. I don't know, as long as I can remember, because when I was little, I danced in the Nutcracker. When I got older, I started working tickets for it. So now I'm doing tickets, photography, both for the ballet, and I do Steam Powered Giraffe work too. So Christmas time is super, super busy for me. I'm take my time doing orders, getting all your merchandise out, and then when I'm not here, I'm down at the Spreckles Theater with the ballet. So I'm still recovering from all that. I don't really get a holiday. Like, I get maybe that week in between Christmas and New Year. That's my holiday. But even then, that was busy for me this year because a friend got married and I had to do that on Friday, and I'm really tired, you know.
Sounds not fun.
Yeah, I'm glad that the holidays are over. Like, so for some people, it's relaxing, but for me, the work doesn't
Definitely
stop.
not relaxing.
It's
Except
all
for,
right.
I guess, New Year's was pretty good.
New Year's Eve was fun. The two of us just stayed in, and I can't talk when I hear myself. I'm
Sorry,
like,
I was like just double checking.
No, we stayed in and we streamed video games, so that was nice.
Thanks, any of you who joined us. We got some tips too, so that was nice.
I played a lot of games, and it's like kind of easy, but I've been working really hard on New Year stuff and comics. I got the next 2 comic pages for Steam Powered Giraffe, Red Core, and the regular comic page, all laid out, sketched out. They just need the art finished. So, off to a good start in the new year.
I'm excited for 2017.
Yeah, I mean,
World events regardless, like for personal growth and all that. Like, I'm always excited to, get a blank slate and start the new year.
Yeah, the band, we got the new
Yeah,
robot, we got
I-
Brian.
I'm really excited for that.
Lots of work going into that. And of course, we'll probably have another album by the end of the year, so and we got lots of shows. It'll be a fun year. A lot of work. And I'm still working on the YouTube
it's a lot of work.
video
Tons of work.
for YouTube concert.
Yeah, Hatchworth isn't like disappearing from content. I know you guys have stuff in the pipeline
Oh, yeah,
or whatever.
I don't know when. There's there's stuff that we don't even know when it's going to come out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's nice because we still have a working relationship with Sam, and if we ever want him back for whatever reason, we can totally utilize him if he's up for it. So it's good.
Yeah, so that's catching up. Let's get to questions, unless you guys have something else.
Yeah,
to
I
I don't
mean,
really have anything to...
My brain is like a
Not
little.
many questions so
to-
far.
today.
I'm just asking on. I could ask on the Engineer-eteers chat room too, just because Twitter there's
Sure,
not much.
if you want to kind of do that.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't-
do that.
I don't really have anything to talk about. Like, we stream video games, so we talked a lot.
I know, we
then.
did. We talked a lot on New Year's Eve.
I mean, New Year's was what it was. It wasn't. We didn't do anything
we
special.
we went
other-
hiking yesterday. New Year's Day, New Year's morning, we went hiking, and it was super muddy and not very traversable.
Meh, yeah.
I got a kind of on the question front. I started a Reddit post, kind of like a weekly thing, to answer people's lore questions, and I got one that
saw that.
yeah, I got one that was actually pretty good, and I figured I didn't really know the answer to it, but I'm pretty sure David would. So
Let's see.
So Daughter of Space and the astronaut. So after the Daughter of Space saves the astronaut, that's like, I think we said maybe the 60s or the 80s, somewhere around that time.
You have to look at the timeline again. I can't remember off the top of my head.
But then it jumps 200 years and all these technological advances happen.
Yeah.
And then they come back to Earth like when it's super high tech and stuff. So what was going on during that whole time? Did they experience kind of like an Interstellar? They went out and then they went back in
Yeah,
and then
well,
it was...
I figure it's because space is huge, and even if you're traveling with the speed of light, it's gonna take a while. So, and I feel like because the Daughter of Space is a space being, time is kind of irrelevant, and since he's dead and he's now kind of...
So he's perceiving time differently.
He's perceiving time differently with her, and that's how he's able to... It also gives a long time for them to fall in love and develop a relationship.
All
But
those
I like the idea that
songs.
they experience their lifetime, like maybe 10 years or 20 years, in the same that we do, but
Yeah.
in reality, so much time has passed, and it's...
That's what I told them. I
Yeah.
said that this is what I thought.
I like the idea of that,
probably.
because
yeah.
I think
it's kind
that-
of... They're still human, but that their life
This is
is
the
so
Daughter of
stretched
Space
out.
and the astronaut, right? During their
Yeah.
story. I think that makes her abandoning him and oh no even more bittersweet.
Well, I mean, what are you supposed to do in an album? It's not like we
No,
had
that's
much
what I mean,
character
because
development.
you don't
Sure.
get a sense of the time that has passed in their lifetime
yeah.
together.
Which
so
is probably just
it
not
adds
even
to that
much.
emotion.
So, I mean, she's like
Yeah.
stardust.
Yeah,
She's
they're like young love and all that.
Yeah,
With
I always tell fans, I have a Tumblr, I don't use it very often, but I'm always like, oh, feel free to ask me questions if you have questions about the band or, my stuff or anything, and like someone sent me a question asking like, do sketches exist of, I think it was like Guy Hottie and like all these names. I had no idea who they were talking about, and I was like, that's not a question for me. And then like a few days later, you said you were going to be answering lore questions.
Yeah.
So like I was like, there you go.
Yeah, and I do know the most about it, but I don't know things that David has written.
Yeah.
You know, like it kind of like
Well, Vice Quadrants for
right.
sure. Yeah.
Like you probably know more about Rick Smarksley than I do, and like
yeah.
I know more about maybe you know, Earhart or whatever. But we always come together to check our sources to make sure. So if I don't know something, I just say I don't know. But here's what I would think. But yeah, I mean, there's some good questions. That was one, and I like that. I like that because it's like a dog experiences life. You know, they live much shorter than us, but that dog only has its concept of time, and it ages and rapidly.
Yeah,
so
it's also a good way to, you know, account for the travel in space. Like, they're somewhere out in space that's not detectable, so it kind of makes sense in like realistic times too. Like, it would take too long to get out there with no technology. So, the idea that, you know,
they imply that he went the speed of light or whatever.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I mean, it's cool. It's fun to think about.
Yep, space is cool.
Sorry, I'm answering a question on Twitter.
If you have more lore questions, shoot them on Reddit, and Dave and I.
The Reddit, the r/SPG.
Yeah. Yep. There's a pinned post, and we'll come in and answer from time to time.
Sure.
I mean, I'm just.
Okay.
Sure, I guess I will now.
If you're ever compelled, you can. But yeah.
I'm answering a question. Someone asking if there's no video today. I think they mean like maybe they tuned into the one with Brian and they're confused. So I'm answering that. In the meantime, Enchanting Rain on Twitter asks, what was the inspiration for Scary World? Love the song and the old music video is brilliant.
Well, the old music video, back before we had Steam Powered Giraffe, was like robots and stuff. It was just like something we did in college for fun. Just put the name on there, Steam Powered Giraffe, because it was like a fake band or whatever. But yeah, we were just making a Halloween song. So that's the main influence of why we created it. And then I just wrote it kind of like, you know, I don't know, I was a little younger. I don't think I'd write that song now, but the world's a scary place, and I don't know, it resonates to a college age David, where it's like, it is, yeah, I guess it's still scary, but it, you know, I don't know, was it inspiration? What was the question?
What was the inspiration for Scary World?
It wasn't
Just
really, just
something you win right now because people change.
Sure, I mean, just that the world's scary places, going up, I don't know, going to college, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Trying to make it in the world, but also everything else. So it's pretty vague, and I like writing vague lyrics and songs, so it, you know, people can make it their own when they listen to it. So it means a lot of things.
Yeah. This one's pretty generic, but since it's our New Year's episode, Fanakari wants to know if we have any New Year's goals or resolutions.
I'd like to get Redcore done and make some get at least in the comic, get us to Kazooland. It's not going to take too long, but those are some two obtainable.
So 2 different comics.
Right. Finish Redcore and then get SPG comic progressed where the robots are in Kazooland, and hopefully start the Necronaut comic, but that one might just start at the end of 2017.
So all work Steam Powered Giraffe goals.
I know, it's stupid, right?
You
But
posted art of the Necronaut, though, on Engineer-eteers, right? That was cool.
There's a whole video that David and I have just kind of been sitting on that's kind of like a tease. We're just waiting until the time's right. But it's pretty cool. Like, we're just taking our time, and we want to continue that story, but, you know, we got other stuff to work on.
We have a new member to bring up to speed.
We're working on it, working on all that. It's fun.
Well, what about you? Your New Year goals?
No, I don't really make New Year's resolutions.
I don't
Just
either.
try and live my life.
Try to be
fullest.
happier.
Be
Try
happier.
to
Working
You
makes me
know,
happy,
like,
so
I
try not to be as negative.
It's cliche, but I think it was actually like, you know, Carrie Fisher tweeted this or something, like, it's really cliche, but be kind. Be kind and be happy or whatever.
Yeah.
Just
It's the hardest thing.
live your life. Yeah, live your life to its fullest every year.
there was this, I've been playing Skyrim Special Edition, and I was looking, because I wanted to marry an Argonian. Yeah. Wait, what?
On PC,
Yeah, on
right?
PC, yeah. And I've been modding it out with, like, better textures and all this cool stuff that's very subtle, but, like, I wanted to marry an Argonian, but there's only one Argonian NPC. And she's, like, she's a dock worker, and you have to do a quest for her. And she's, like, the nicest Argonian and so happy, even though she's, like, poor and, like... And you talk to her, and she's, like... And I'm like, why are you so happy? And it's like, well, you know... Time and change will always, like, might be bad, but it's your choice to be happy. Like, you can live your life and be happy without material possessions. And I was like, yeah, I'm marrying you. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be a good waifu. So I returned her amulet, and now I just gotta get a ring of or something, an amulet of Mara to marry my lizard wife.
I just married Lydia.
Why is there always like this little girl like following me around every town, wanting to get adopted? Like, I'm like, no, go. She keeps wanting to sell me flowers. Seriously, I've seen her like 3 times at different cities.
Once you get the, yeah, just following around. Once you get a house, that's the homestead.
Is there baby Argonians? Because I prefer that.
No, no.
It's weird too.
You can just adopt some orphans.
I have this mod that has like updated character models. It looks really good, but the children weren't, so they all look really bad compared. So they don't even look like children; they look like aliens. And this girl who can obviously teleport between these very hazardous locations to find me and sell me flowers is obviously like a vampire or a demon or something.
Oh my god.
I don't know. It's been a while since I played Skyrim.
Anyways, just wanted to share that because it felt relevant.
Let me see. Another
What dragon
question?
shot you use the most?
Right now, I only have the
Rodon?
2. The one that pushes them back.
Yeah.
It's really saving it, but I'm making a Death Knight. I like a necromancer with a 2-handed sword. It's pretty fun.
I'm not too far into the game, I think, but I really like the fire breath.
I haven't gotten that one yet.
I use the one that stops time.
Ooh.
That's probably a good one. Can you do damage to people while...
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I just feel like I
think it slows down. I don't know if it stops it, but it stops it. It slows it down enough that it feels like it stops.
I like feeling like I'm an actual dragon breathing fire. Like
I have I downloaded this mod that gives you digigrade claws and velociraptor feet for Argonians, and it also gives them a new skeleton, so they look more bestial. It's really cool.
Cool.
But if you take off like one of these options, it makes the feet like really big, so it looks like you're Barney or something. But
Oh my god.
it's like, yeah, I'm a velociraptor.
Okay, let's see. What else can I ask you guys? Is anyone double jointed or something kind of like that?
I have just on my thumb. I can do a little.
You know what's weird is that we have
really-
the same.
But it's not on the right, right?
Nope.
You guys,
It's a little
are
bit.
you the same? Because you're
Same
twins, or-
exact. Same exact double jointedness. It's nothing that's
not-
amazing.
Yeah, no, a lot of
Oh.
people have that double joint, right?
Wait, is that count?
Yeah, because see, this one I can't do it, but this
I
one can
have
go a little.
bit of a double jointed middle finger.
Oh, God. It defies all
You're a
logic.
freak! Get out of here, you monster!
So, okay, like,
Oh
your
my
fingers are
God.
flat like that. But look at
Ew.
my middle finger.
Oh God.
For those of you who aren't
Yeah,
watching the Engineer-eteers stream, yeah,
It's so
Chelsea.
natural.
I mean, yeah, but Bunny and I have the our left thumbs can have a little extra.
This one, it
right-
seems like over the years it's gotten a little bit better, but I can't do it.
No.
It's very subtle.
But like that means I can like, am I allowed to
It's like that.
flip the bird on the video? But like, yeah, I can like do a really like
Obnoxious.
crazy one, obnoxious one because I'm double jointed. I don't know. Okay, anyway.
Cool. Great question.
So, hey, what is the most recent non-SPG song that's been stuck in your head?
All the songs on the radio from Grand Theft Auto 5 online or Farming Simulator.
Yeah.
Because every time you listen to the radio station in another game, it's like eventually stuff starts repeating, and then you're like, I've played this game for so many hours now, over the course of how many months, and I've heard these songs so many times.
I play with the radio off, so I don't have that
I
problem.
think it's this song that I heard in Rubio's when I was having like a fish taco, and it was this Christmas song about Santa Claus at the beach.
I've never heard
How
that
does
one.
it go?
Gosh, how's it go? It's like, I saw Santa in his bathing suit.
Oh my
He
God.
said, you look naughty, but you're oh so cute. It was really like weird and
That
like,
sounds so like,
yeah.
like.
And it's like,
Because now is this
Rudolph's
white
nose was
trash
green. I
Christmas
think I had
song?
too much to drink.
Oh my god.
And then
So-
Santa fell off his board and he laughed so hard.
So
Who
is
writes
this,
these songs?
It was-
Reminds me of the grandma
Was it a
that
female
got
singer?
run over
Yes.
by a reindeer.
It was released in 2012. The music video is pretty. It's like one of those music videos. Like, yes, Santa is on a surfboard and there's a bunch of elves dancing around, but it has enough. Everything that they're talking about in the music video doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, even though. Anyways,
disappointing.
yeah.
And he wasn't like the night before Christmas. What's that word? Where Santa Claus like is actually a little short.
They don't know.
Elf.
He was just a dude on
Yeah.
a surfboard that looked like Santa
So I
Claus.
was like, isn't that what Santa Claus is? Like a little elf?
But I mean, she
he
wants to get it
supposed to
on with
be?
Santa Claus. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Ew.
It's about what?
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
they're kind of flirting with each other in a weird, like, I mean, I think it's called Christmas in Summer or Christmas on the Beach or something. You can look it up. It's ridiculous. But it's been stuck in my head. So, I mean, it's catchy. I'll give it that.
I have to say, not just like lately, but this whole year kind of, Careless Whisper keeps coming back to me for some reason.
That's the
George Michael, rest in peace. And I couldn't believe it because this whole year I've been obsessed with that song. We've been like playing it on YouTube. Did we? You guys? See, this is why I can never get it out of my head. You guys even played it at the Youmacon panel when people were coming in.
What's the other one? The other saxophone one is the...
So, I've had that one stuck in my head recently. And I really couldn't believe when I heard the news about George Michael. I was like, what? Really? But, then there's the other one. I don't know. That one's in
Bakery
GTA.
Street or whatever.
Man, I have that. I love that. Didn't he die this year?
Who?
George Michael?
Yeah, a few days ago.
I couldn't...
Like the day after Christmas or something.
I was listening to his song before
Christmas
that.
night.
That popular. He did Faith, right? Gotta have faith.
Oh, I don't know. Well, he was in Wham.
Am I thinking of someone else?
Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. Is another big one.
It's just weird how everyone's dying.
I know.
You can look it up.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. People love it. They do. I don't think it's anything special.
Have you seen that Faith music video? It's like iconic. Like
I'm probably have.
You probably have.
Let me
so good.
see. Should I do another?
Yeah,
one?
George Michael, Faith. You gotta have faith.
Ah.
It's like really good, and it's just great music video. He looks so cool in it, and it's just like.
Let's see. A few people have asked, what drawing tablet Bunny uses, and is there a program that comes with it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I use a Cintiq. A Wacom Cintiq. It's the version that is not touchscreen based. It's a little older. I don't know if they've come out with any new models since then, but
Well, they've come out with the little one that's basically a laptop.
It's pretty big. What was the other question?
What software?
What software comes with it?
Nothing. I think maybe there might be a sketch program, but I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But you can download. If Photoshop is too expensive for you, there's this other great one. I can't remember what it's called. It has two names. Manga, am I saying that right? Manga Studio, but it's also called something else, and it's basically like Photoshop Lite. It's actually better than Photoshop if you're looking for coloring because it has a fill tool that can fill your anti-alias lines, which is Photoshop does not do very well. And I use that sometimes when I just want to lay in color real fast. So, and it's only like $25 to $50 compared to like Photoshop's.
Yeah, well, I know Photoshop 2.0 you can download for free, but Photoshop, if you're using it a lot, they have the Creative Cloud thing, and you can just get the Photoshop for like $20 a month.
Yeah, which is not
That's
terrible.
what I
Yeah,
do.
I mean, because you don't have to buy the $1,000 software.
I
you
use
just
it
pay
for
it monthly.
photos, and I just do it monthly.
There's also like I think GIMP is still relevant. I don't use it, but
Oh yeah, I've never used it, but.
yeah, it's super affordable. But I would, if you're interested in a tablet, the Cintiq is obviously has a screen on it. But you might want to look into their smaller ones because I know they do have the laptops now.
Or they make the bamboo ones, or is that a different company?
I'm not entirely. Maybe.
The ones that don't have screens, but you look at your screen and you have a.
I had one of those, and I tried so hard to get used
it's
to
harder.
it, and I can't. I don't have the coordination. I have to look at what I'm drawing.
I started with that because that's what the technology was available at the time. But now it's like just get the one with the screen. It feels so much better.
Oh, they're so pricey, but I want one so bad.
They have some pretty small ones. Yeah.
They've come out with newer ones probably. I probably will upgrade mine soon. It's starting to show its age.
Also, the ones I know Sam has one and Gabby has one. It's basically it's a Windows laptop, but it's just a Cintiq screen, and you can use it like a regular computer.
You can play. It's capable of playing like video games and stuff.
I would love
like,
one of
yeah,
those.
it's pretty great.
It's not. I mean, when Sam bought it, it was like $2,000. That's not
I've been
terrible,
considering
though.
because I was like,
if you're considering like a high-end laptop, it's doing multiple functions, right?
so I was torn between do I want one of the new Surfaces or would I want to buy that? Like I wasn't really sure because the Surface can technically do those things
but
too.
You get the whole Wacom pen.
But the Surface can do that too. I'm just not sure. Like it's probably just how it feels, and I don't know.
Well,
I gotta try that. If someone has like, because if anyone can like message me about how do you like the new Surface, the one that.
Does any
I think it's like the Surface Note or something.
Well,
I don't know.
Wacom might have some new ones because those other ones came out years ago.
It's true.
Anyways.
Yeah. Thanks for the
Yeah.
question.
I've seen this one before. I don't know if you guys want to answer it about how do you do drums for the albums if they're not live, obviously.
Did we answer this one before?
Yeah, I think you did.
Some of them are live. We do add some beats that are.
Yeah.
They say I'm trying to use a drum machine, but it sounds
Oh.
super cheap. Any advice?
Well, it depends on the drum machine. If you're using like a actual separate like box for drum machines, like what you do for live show or something, or something that's on, I don't know, like a synthesizer or something, it's gonna sound fake. But look into getting some VST plugins for whatever your DAW is, your audio, your whatever program you're working in for recording. They've got lots of sampled instruments out there that if you want,
There's
you
a lot
want
of free stuff too.
and if you want you're finding a very specific kick drum sound, for your dance songs, you're gonna find those pretty easily. If you want to find something that's like an old-timey kick drum, you can find those. I mean, you could sample these. You could sample just the wave files if you wanted to from free sound sites, but VST instruments have like 1,000 different versions of like a kick drum and how hard you hit it. So, well, basically what you do is you record the information into it, whether that's through some type of controller, like MIDI controller as a digital drum kit, or you line it up yourself with mouse and keyboard, and then you can put the velocities in, and the VST plugins will, choose the sounds and stuff based on what you're saying, and you can mix it and stuff. It's all like real drums, but you have a little more control over it than say like what we did for our first album, which was record every instrument individually because we only had one microphone. It speeds up the process because someone already went through and recorded a bunch of drums for you, and it definitely saves time making an album. But I think we had a few live drums on MK3. That's when we started.
But the amount of
switching
work
over.
that we had to do on those drums was almost.
Yeah, it's almost it made more sense to not go and
Yeah.
record them because you would record them, then you'd be like, these didn't come out right.
Yeah, how
so
did
then
you
have-
even record
To be
live
perfectly
drums?
honest, you sync up the quality of the VST drums that we used, and then the stuff we
Yeah, so
recorded,
basically
and
you-
it just does not. The VST drums sound better.
I mean, because usually when you go and record drums, it's like, you spend a day doing it, and then, you're gonna have to cut it up and stuff. So it didn't work out too great. But
Is there a track on MK3 that has live drums, or is it kind of just?
it's
like,
kind of a
there's
mishmash. It's a
stuff
mishmash.
everywhere?
Yeah, they're all cut up. It would be hard to say, listen to this track
Yeah.
because it's so. Like I went through and changed all the kick drums pretty much in every song to get more punch because the mics weren't recorded very well.
Even on album 1, we went in and we
Yeah.
made a beefier.
Yeah, I mean,
kick drum
but
or
that's the best
something.
thing about working in a studio is you have control over
Right.
it. And live, and luckily when we do our live shows, now that we don't have a drummer on stage, we're able to make use of backing tracks that we make for the live shows. So and
For
a little more control that way too.
I mean, I don't know if this is like a step up for what this person's talking about, but I mean, I use Cubase, I think I use Cubase. Yes, I use Cubase Elements. I think that I got a free upgrade to like 8 or something, or for like $25. But I actually sought out like free sound files, like I think like a theremin and all these cool different instruments, just because I wanted like a certain sound. I didn't want to pay money for it, but so I
there's
found like
definitely lots of free VST instruments out there. So if you want, if you're trying to get an instrument sound that's not a, anyways, don't give away all your secrets. That's the best thing.
Okay.
That's like career move number 1. Keep everyone guessing. But there you go. There's some information.
All right. Donald Jameson asks, aside from D&D, do you guys play any other tabletop RPGs?
I mean,
we played the Steam Powered Giraffe RPG just now.
yeah, and that's just me rolling a d20 and judging like, is it over 10? If it's under 10, it fails.
Yeah.
If it's over, it kind of works. And then if it's over 15,
I'm
it
brand
really
new
works.
to D&D. I played like 2 sessions with you guys.
Yeah, I've played different versions of D&D. I think I've played maybe of some Pathfinder too, but that's pretty much it. I'm more into the fantasy stuff. But D&D has some information. I mean, you can put it into any kind of world. You can play D&D in a post-apocalyptic world if you want. They have some rules for firearms and stuff in there too. So, I like D&D. But for something like this, like for that, like it would take forever. Like if you watched any of our D&D campaigns, they take a while because it's all about the numbers and stuff, which is a fun part of the game too. But as far as entertainment goes,
We're just, and we haven't We haven't even done our D&D anymore. It's just we have so much going
We
on.
really
yeah.
tried to. We started in like
We had
August.
more time back then.
Yeah, and we had ideas of like, oh, it'd be so cool to like make little animatics of our adventures and
I was
stuff. But
recording all of the audio.
it lasted 2 weeks because we just got so busy. I mean, that was right before we went to the UK, and then after that, it was rehearsals started.
Well, you know,
so.
I'm glad we did the podcast because we can.
Yeah.
We might be able to do some sessions.
But also, no one
eventually.
really wants to sit through and wait and watch a bunch of
Right.
people roll dice.
It would-
I like the idea. I like how Harmon Quest did it, which is like on CISO, which is, you know, they have the Dungeon Master basically rolling for everything, and that speeds up the process.
Yeah.
And they just kind of they have a little bit of their character sheets in front of them, but it's more about the story and if they do something rather, and that makes more sense for like entertaining an audience than sitting there and waiting for everyone to roll. Like, you know, that's fun as a player, but as an audience, it's a little boring.
Yeah, we'd have to edit our sessions down considerably.
But not that we're great at it. It's just fun.
Let me see. Naomi Fenton asks any cool or hilarious stories from past D&D games.
I mean, there's tons.
Yeah.
They're so memorable.
Remember that time that Solgexicon pissed off that genie?
You were
Yeah.
telling me some good Selgexicon stories.
My sorcerer character,
Just-
Selgexicon,
Stubbornness
the
just
human
wouldn't.
sorcerer. I
We're
was like,
just-
I didn't like the tone of. Well, Steve was voicing him, so it was like, I didn't like the tone of that genie.
And we were all like, "No, stop! Just shut it! Like, he's gonna kill us."
And yeah, and it got us into a pickle. But that was the only time.
I remember we had to fight each other and kill each
Yeah,
other,
and
then
like Betsy just like murdered everyone. you were a cow, a minotaur.
and just murdered everyone. Yeah, it just was.
We had to fight, yeah, because I mean, how were we supposed to compare? You're the whatever class you were, whatever archetype
Yeah,
you.
the battle mind.
Basically, like you can take a beating. So
Yeah, I'm a tank, so-
we could do all this damage to you, but there's no way. So we're fighting, and of course I was like the first one to go because like one punch and I'm dead.
I like being a tank. And it was fun. It's too bad. I think Bessie died, right? Yeah.
I don't remember.
Last time. I think she got taken back by Baphomet or something, and I had this tiefling bard or something, but I played for like one session and I was like, I'm done. Too much going on.
Yeah, I stopped Steve's session, and he's running something new with I think Sam and Caroline and Curly, but nah, don't have time for that. I would do my own session now maybe if we had time, but we don't have time for that either.
I know.
One day.
I've only got one question left. Who designed the logo? It looks awesome, and I don't know which logo they're talking about. Bennettarium or
Is
the
it the Bennettarium logo
or the
is it
SPG logo.
Well, technically,
I don't
okay,
know
so Bunny
which-
designed all of them,
Yeah.
and one of them was converted in 3D, and that was about it.
I've done all our logos, but they changed. Like the Cavalcadium logo it started off pretty derpy looking, but we made it look cooler. Walter Robotics logo just had a makeover. Some of you probably haven't seen it, but you'll see it popping up in the background and stuff. It's a little more dangerous looking. I like it. It's it was kind of one of those things that just happened by chance where I was playing around and then I did like a mistake of like stretching out something and then I was like, wait, that's perfect. And then I had the keyhole and I was like, where can I put this keyhole? And I just accidentally like put it underneath I think it's the W, and it just worked really well. And I like it because it kind of brings back a kind of a sinisterness to.
Yeah.
We're weird robots, We're kind of.
Yeah.
I don't want to say scary, but it's just that kind of whimsical mystery to the company, which is, I don't know. But yeah, the Steam Powered Giraffe logo. I remember when the first Steam Powered Giraffe logo, I think just had the gears.
Yeah,
it's hard to remember.
It was pretty.
It was
No
similar.
giraffe.
Yeah.
But then
No
we added the
giraffe.
giraffe, and I remember when it came out, the fans at the time, we only had like 3. We're like, this is horrible. This is just too busy, and now I don't think you can lose the giraffe. Like,
No, yeah.
it's so iconic now. Like, and now we have the 3D one that I think.
It just replaced the older one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who made that one.
We had it rendered from someone for
Steve's.
one of our live shows, and then we basically used that video and made artwork from it. So, yeah.
It's pretty cool. Because it's all animated and
Yeah.
moves. And...
Well, I animated it.
Yeah?
No, I gave him the. It was animated in like Flash, Adobe Flash,
okay.
and he just converted from 3D from there. So
So that's cool.
animated it. Oh, I animated it.
Well, no,
Stuck
I mean,
your head
it's
moving
really
and-
cool to watch during live shows, and I'm sure it's on the stream. It's
Yeah, when you're loading, and it just kind of it's not that hard to animate.
it's cool. Yeah, I like it. I like that.
Yeah, nap time on the.
I know,
podcast.
we've only got an hour. Well,
I didn't do anything crazy last night or anything. I was just
No, it's
working
just-
this morning
yeah.
and stuff.
I just couldn't get to
it's
sleep.
just the holidays catching up to me, and I need some rest and relaxation.
I've just been super stoked about like working and stuff. Like there's just so much fun stuff that we're doing.
Well, we'll have rehearsal this week.
I'm
and then more
excited. I
week.
mean, rehearsal's been super fun. Like it's a lot of work, but it just feels good to finally be like back
Yeah.
in the workshop, so to say.
Any more questions, Chelsea?
Yeah, I've got one. They're like trickling in. My question is from Firehefog. I can't read your name. I'm so sorry. On the Engineer-eteers chat room, have any of you ever tried LARP?
LARPing? No,
No,
not live action roleplay.
I've been curious, but it's never taken the plunge and tried
I
it.
don't think I could ever do that.
Yeah.
I don't think I could sleep in a tent, and all that stuff. That's a lot of that times that's required.
Is that what like you have to do? I thought LARPing just meant like you put on a
well, usually it's
costume
just
and like
because you're-
pretend to be a character.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it doesn't matter where you, or I don't know. I don't
Depending
know.
on where you have to go, sometimes you have to stay the night because it's in the middle of nowhere or something. And there's some LARPs where they'll drag you out of your tents at night, and I'm like, I'm just too old for that
remember-
kind of stuff.
I know,
anymore.
Gabby I was telling me about some zombie one that she did with some friends, and it was that kind of thing. You sleep in a tent, and like in the middle of the night, they can wake you up like the zombies. And yeah, there's like rules that you learn, and like, oh, they touch you here, and
Oh my
and,
God,
and
I
I
would
think
never be able to do
and
that.
I think someone like slipped and broke their ankle or something. Like
I mean, it's,
Not for
if,
me.
if you want to do that, I think it's great. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm intrigued by the idea because of movies, and there's like a couple
Yeah.
movies that have had it in, and like, oh, that looks like fun. Like, but
Wait, do people LARP at Renaissance fairs?
I've never seen any at the
No.
Ren fairs
Okay.
we've been to.
I'm sure
I'm
there's definitely
so
LARPers there,
uneducated
but-
about that kind of stuff like that. I kind of like always assumed that's what it was, but I guess
there's the
not.
Portrayal War, but I'm not super sure like what are the. I know it's probably like LARP Light or something, but they are hitting
It's
each
usually
other.
separate events for LARPs. I mean, we don't know much
Yeah.
about LARPing, but there's definitely the fantasy stuff. There's zombies one. There's post-apocalyptic stuff. So
Yeah.
they're out there, and that is for some people, not for me. I'd never.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it.
Maybe in our younger days, I would
Yeah.
have done it like totally.
This isn't like a question per se, but I think it's something interesting to touch on. Someone said, I would love it if they live streamed or recorded another rehearsal soon in the future. But
We
because
will.
of the new band member, it will probably be a while until we do the whole periscoping rehearsal at Steve's again.
Well, I don't know. We'd probably do an
Yeah.
acoustic rehearsal maybe in within the next month or so.
But we don't
with
wanna, like,
Brian.
spoil
But we're not
new
gonna we're not
things.
gonna live stream. We start usually Periscope nowadays.
Yeah.
Our rehearsals, but we'll wait because we want the shows for Brian to be special for people to come and see
Right.
them.
Right.
And in the future, potentially,
Definitely.
yeah.
But we're not
for
gonna
sure.
like try to plan something.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, follow Steam Powered Giraffe on Periscope, which you can follow Steam Powered Giraffe on Twitter to find out when that goes live. And
Yeah, I think you'll probably see an acoustic rehearsal before that.
yeah. I mean,
Sometime.
it'd be like we would just turn on the Periscope, play like 2 songs, like, oh, doesn't that sound good, everyone? Okay, bye. And that's
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I imagine it going. Usually, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And we've done that with Sam in the past. So just follow us on Periscope. You'll find it. And we usually save those kind of broadcasts too, so you can watch it
Or
later.
Twitter
date.
too.
Twitter,
Separate
yeah.
off Twitter, you go there.
Well, that's a Periscope post too, anyway.
Yeah.
They're all the same company.
This one makes me laugh. Question for Bunny: why do the Penyaks look so terrified in the Bennettarium art?
Well, originally, the name that I came up with for this art was the Twin Tunnel, but I guess it doesn't have the staying power of Bennettarium, so it's like we're like surrounding the guests, and the guest is always terrified, but we kind of just threw that away and just use the same art.
Yeah.
That's why.
Camille and I were the first ones to get art, so we're the only two who kind of stuck with that
I mean, we
theme
could
of
do
like,
that.
The
being
other ones are kind
scared.
of just like, they just kind of
Like,
look bored most of the time, I don't know.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll eventually get different guests, and then Bunny will have more hands at drawing. But now that we have a bunch of faces from people that usually come on, we're probably
I think
We just,
Sam's my
like,
favorite.
do
well,
a
I
new
updated
skin.
this art, and I had to do it myself this time, so I like changed the.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
art. I don't know.
I
Just
know.
so,
I
like,
think
every month
Sam's
is
is
a
the
different
best
color.
because it's like his
Yeah.
his first time on the show was the Halloween
horrible.
episode, and you just painted over it was like a reskin of his grotesque clown.
Well, no,
picture.
it was no. Actually,
Oh.
I made it without the clown makeup first,
Ah.
and then I covered it because I knew I was gonna have to use
His
him
is
again.
the best though.
But yeah, because I just made it super deep because I wanted to
Yeah.
do something that Sam would appreciate.
Yeah.
and he did. So.
Yeah, you should.
I'm sure I'll change it. I'm sure like I'm gonna get bored of this pretty fast. I'm gonna draw new art with a new theme
Sure.
or something.
Well, I think it's cool. The background should change every month.
Yeah.
I like black and
that.
white. I'm always like black and white.
Well, you know
so
what I
I'm
mean,
always
like,
just-
because then when you look at, then you can like kind of, if you look at them all in a list, you can be
Sure,
like, oh, this
sure.
one's from that time, this one's from that.
Yeah,
this
it's
month.
nice like scrolling through them and you can visually point out like which episode you're looking for.
We'll see. I mean, I think the podcast is more important than the art. We could just
yeah.
we could use the same art for every podcast, just the Velociraptor with the microphone coming out of
Yeah.
its mouth. You know, I think that would be enough. But
the art actually kind of draws people in to go and watch it.
Yeah,
Sure,
I
sure.
like it.
Watch it or listen.
We'll keep doing it.
Oh yeah, speaking of the podcast, we're thinking of potentially once a month making the video of this public, like we kind of did with the one with Brian and Sam. We made that one like live stream to YouTube, so everyone, even if you're not an Engineer-eteer, can watch. So we're thinking of doing that because basically it'll entice some people to go and subscribe to be an Engineer-eteer, so they can see all the weekly podcasts if they want. So they can, because there's video for every single one, not just the one with Brian and Sam that you see on our YouTube. You can watch them all on the
You could do
Engineer-eteer.
like the last one of every month is free or something.
Yeah, we'll see which one, and then we'll advertise it in advance. So for any of you who aren't Engineer-eteers who don't care to subscribe to that, they'll at least one a month you'll kind of see, and I think that'll help. You know, I know some people don't have the means to support us.
Yeah,
so-
and you know, there's
but
the
supporting
people
us
who
by watching it and listening is still support.
it
so.
like fills in that little gap of the Steam Powered Giraffe hour or whatever you used to do, and you
Right,
don't really
sure,
have to do anything extra to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think this like surpasses what we did on SPGR.
Yeah, well, for one thing, we're sitting and we're more facing each other. We're not like sitting in front of the
I
camera.
mean,
The
yeah,
whole
there's no
point-
video, which I guess people like, but
Yeah, the
it's-
whole point was to not make it like feel like extra work for us to get
Right.
all
Yeah.
dolled up and present ourselves and
I
entertain.
mean,
It's just for us to
now
hang out.
once I started hanging these up, that's kind of a lot of work. But
Well, we can
so, like,
Yeah.
figure something else.
well, we
out.
might not have to do that if we ever upgrade to better microphones and stuff.
Yeah.
But I like it does make a nice backdrop.
I'm digging this. I think this is much better. If we do the once a month thing, it kind of fulfills the SPG hour kind of
Yeah.
idea. And we were only we were doing those kind of consistently, like maybe twice a month, but then we started doing once a month and then not at all. So, yeah.
But we haven't missed an episode yet, and we probably won't, just because even if Chelsea and Bunny can't make it, as long as I'm able to like set it up and get at least one other person, that's all it could be sometimes. And you know, last time it was just Ali and Gabby talking about
I didn't
cartoons.
have enough time to make,
Yeah, no, it's
make a
fine.
Gabby art. So
But yeah, that was.
Yeah, like you can get you can throw in anyone and they can just talk about whatever. Like
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least it's
So it changes up every once in a
that
while.
was the point.
Yeah.
Like the audience is a fly on the wall.
So you know, I guess with most podcasts, it's like not every episode is going to be golden, like with lots of memorable stuff. But the idea is that every 7 or so, there's going to be a good one.
yeah.
But yeah, we're still new. We're still feeling it out.
I think it's good. I think just like I said on the first episode, I don't know if I said it on the episode, but it's like a good. It's kind of therapeutic because we have a lot to say, and this is like it feels like a platform that we can just speak our minds,
Sure.
get
Yeah.
stuff off our chests, and laugh, and it's a very casual
And
approach.
it's
to,
also a way to interact with the
Right,
fan base
right.
as if they were a fly on the wall kind of sort of deal.
So, yeah, we wish we could have like a one-on-one with every fan, but we can't. So
Yeah.
But this is like the next best thing. It's just getting to hear
Yeah.
us in our unfiltered.
Sure. And answering questions gives them a little bit of a
Sure.
kind of one-on-one thing. Like it's giving them a chance to be heard or whatever.
Well, we still got some time. Do you have any more questions?
Yeah, they're rolling in unless you guys want to do anything else, but I can keep asking questions.
Answering questions is super easy.
Yeah.
It's keeping the conversation going.
I agree. It's good.
We should by the end of this episode we should think of a title for this one. Last
Oh my
time
gosh.
the votes were for that cream your friends because of the
I
pie
didn't
thing.
hear it.
It was this because we played a board game on the
I
podcast.
still think.
Oh, really?
Lunch
Yeah.
machine was.
The-
Or
Well, that's when we
Johnny,
started-
Johnny Depp in pale makeup looking
That was
sad.
a really good one.
Yeah, I
Shut
like
up, Abraham
switching to
Lincoln.
that. Yeah, shut up, Abraham Lincoln.
We'll figure it out.
Cream your friends or whatever.
Cream your opponents.
Cream your opponents. that's
I
what it
didn't
is.
watch it.
It was
but
like- it
where
was,
did that come
uh,
from?
There's a board game Gabby brought over, and it was one where you like put whipped cream on a pie thing, and like you had to like you hit a button.
Actual
and,
whipped cream.
Yeah, it's like a pie game.
Oh.
We didn't have whipped cream, so we just did it without it. But yeah.
Friend. Okay.
So and that was the slogan on the box. We were reading the box, and it was like cream your opponents. It was cream your opponents. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't said anything. Oh,
So
we'll think
probably
about it.
something with the the robot role playing.
Yeah, I don't know. I
There's,
can't remember.
there's some funny things.
Super Bowl.
Do we have to take our space helmets on? Do we have to put our space helmets on?
Let's hear the
There's
next
something
question.
in there. John McCool asks, can we expect more Christmas covers in the coming years?
Wasn't one enough? That's what I'm saying.
Well, we
Perhaps
don't wanna-
Fairy Tale New York by the Pogues?
Okay.
I don't know. He also says covers would probably involve all sorts of problems with rights to a song, but what about stuff like Old Lang Syne?
I mean, it varies from song to song, but usually you can do a cover of almost any song.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, with the
Oh.
with the licensing stuff,
Yeah.
can't remember the exact rule, but as long as someone published it, you can technically do a cover of it and sell it. That doesn't mean that you can go and you have rights to it. It's this that if you want to sell it, you can, as long as you give them a set amount. And it's just a weird loophole from the 1920s.
Rihanna does a cover of Honeybee. Like I'm not gonna.
I mean, they're gonna they'll have to.
We'll get a lot of
I think
money from that.
I don't know what it is. Off the top of my head, it's something like 7 cents a song or something.
Yeah,
So that's just what you have to do. You don't have a choice. If someone wants to do it, you don't get to choose because of that law from 1920. And I guess I don't know what that's for. It was for record companies, so they didn't have monopoly or something like that.
Oh.
But now it doesn't really. It's like, oh, okay, if someone wants to make a cover of Honeybee, and it's not very. But at the same time, it lets us do covers too. So
But I think to answer your question, John McCool, is that we've been wanting to do a Christmas album for a while, which is not something that we've ever wanted to prioritize.
yeah.
Because we came up with like Snowman Barbecue, or what it became, the Steam Powered Giraffe's Yulmus Special theme.
Song, yeah.
And we'd like to do like stuff like that, and I think eventually it'll probably happen in a decade or two. Who knows? But this was great because it kind of felt similar, and you know what was great is I love how the sound just sounded so Steam Powered Giraffe-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like David did a good job.
Well, also
capturing it.
I picked the version that I felt would translate pretty well, and
Yeah.
especially the harmonies. I'm trying to learn how to say especially correctly.
Especially.
That's my New Year's resolution.
Especially.
Especially.
That's one of my pet peeves is when people say height.
height.
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
I've heard plenty of people in my day say width and height.
There's no
and I'm
H
like,
at the end
no,
of that.
it's just height.
But yeah, I don't, as far as like Christmas covers, who knows? I mean, I don't think we're gonna make it a yearly tradition.
No,
but
that was
Yeah.
actually an idea from like a few years ago, and we finally got. You know,
Right.
I just basically put it off and like, we'll do it when we one of these years. So,
It's a lot of
Yeah.
work. Wasn't it? It was. I mean,
Well,
but it was great.
I
It
did
was
so much
worth
work
it.
last year. I was like, when I booted up this year, like to finish it, I was like, I did a lot already. So that was a nice
Yeah.
surprise from past David.
And someone asked me on Tumblr a while back if me and Camille actually sang or if it was just David
No.
vocals,
Yeah,
but
no.
no, we actually
Yeah.
lent our voices.
Yeah, no,
we
yeah.
sound the same. Like I can't really pick Camille out when I hear
Yeah, you
it
sound the same, a little bit.
because I think we just bleed together.
Sounds great,
But I
though.
can
That's
hear
their
myself
voices.
because it sounds like I just hear like Daughter of Space singing Marshmallow
Sure.
World. I never sing. The only thing I've ever done is Soliton, so like I
Yeah.
can easily pinpoint my
I
voice.
added. I think I sang 2 extra harmonies on a few parts there, so it's like when they sing, it's actually like them and then me and then some other one. But you know, it's
you wanted
Yeah.
to kind of replicate that old tiny
Yeah, yeah.
sound of like a full
yeah.
chorus.
I think it sounds modern and it was fun. I like working on songs like that.
It was it was enjoyable to be a part of the process here and there. It
Plus,
was,
but we had a great source. That Bing Crosby one is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Brian's great. Just came in and owned it like a champ and just sounds so.
Yeah,
beautiful.
we're not gonna have any issues recording an album with him. It's like he's already learned.
It's
Yeah.
it's exciting just to think what's gonna come from it.
It was great. I mean, it was good for us and hopefully it was good for all the fans too, because it got us to like, oh, we should put this out, and it got us to kind of have a
kind of a
warm test run.
Yeah, it's like kind of a
Yeah.
taste of things to come in it. We're obviously a little beaten up about Hatchworth leaving. We've had a relationship with him. It's kind of sad, and obviously we want the next person to come in to really bring something. And I think Brian, like, he's coming out of almost left field, like bringing something completely new to us
Yeah.
and refreshing everything. So I mean, it's really great, and to show that to the fans and be amazed by it at ourselves. Like,
yeah.
like, wow, that actually sounds really good.
There's been very few comments. I've seen negative comments about feeling like they were caught off guard or had the rug pulled out from under them. I think most people realize why you did it the way you did. I mean, I've seen a lot of people who lived through the past band exits and said, well, like,
there's really no.
I know that wasn't really touched on in the podcast with Brian.
Someone's going to leave, That it's the build up to wait, what's next? So
Yeah.
Like,
It's
I
the
understand.
internet is just has to be. It's better to do it all at once.
You
And
have to-
yeah, people will catch
Yeah.
the information out of order, but all the information was there for them to
Right.
to get in the same
because
day.
if we did it where we announced it and then like, and this will be Sam's last show, it would be like.
Yeah, you
Doubt,
get a
doubt,
lot-
doubt, building
doubt.
up, and everyone's
Yeah.
discussing it like, oh, it's gonna.
But even, or if we announced 0 at the same time, it would just be weird. There's no good way to do it. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
anyone would blame us for the way we did it. I think that's the way you're supposed
Well,
to do
also
it.
Sam
Like,
wanted us to. He didn't want us to announce his last show.
That's
because
the
he
other
felt it would be
thing.
awkward for him.
Yeah, like,
a lot
yeah.
of pressure for him.
It would
I've
be- it
seen
would be a lot of
hardly
pressure,
any
yeah.
of that, but the occasional, like, I wish I'd known that was his last show because
Yeah.
I would have flown out or
It would have been cool.
driven
It would have
out.
been cool to say, but it
But
would have been
that,
just
but that was
unfair.
everyone's decision, including
Right.
his, to not say it was his
Yeah,
last.
I suppose it was. I mean, we obviously talked about it, but yeah, I
Yeah.
suppose some fans would be like, I mean, wouldn't that help your ticket sales of that show? And I'm like, we can only
Probably,
fit so many
but-
people in that theater,
yeah.
and it didn't sell out that show, but it was pretty much 20 more people, and it would have been pretty full to
It's
the
all right.
to
I
the
mean,
brim.
we can only do so much.
So it would have been weird because then it's like, okay, is that the last show we're ever doing? Because
Luckily, this is why we're making a push to get the recorded show that we
yeah.
did with Hatchworth, and we have another show with him that's already out, the DVD from.
Walter Robotics Expo.
But this one, this one's a nice homage to that era, and
And yeah, we know people, they never got to see Hatchworth. I'm like, well, unfortunately, we don't play. We play shows. We do play a few dozen shows a year.
it was
but,
like 5 years of
Yeah.
touring with him almost.
But
Yeah.
I know other people, just been waiting for the
Yeah,
opportunity for us to come close enough to them to be able to see it. But I mean, that unfortunately, we're just not. We're just not
Right.
that kind of. We're not big enough to do
I think-
everywhere.
yeah, and I also I said that in my Tumblr post like a few days after the announcement too. I said for anyone who might be really devastated or shattered about this and is angry, it's easy to forget that we're more a theatrical band. That we're a theatrical act more than just a band.
Right.
You see the occasional comment like, "Man, they go through members really fast. Like, I wonder what's wrong behind the scenes." I'm like, "Well, I grew up in an environment where people leave after every season
Yeah.
of a company. It's very normal, and
yeah.
like
I
we're
would
say
so
even in
theatrical
bands,
that
like-
it's totally like
Right.
it's not like." It doesn't necessarily mean something terrible happened if someone leaves.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
performers.
we kind of pointed that out
performers
too.
rotate and change, what they're doing all the time.
It feels like, maybe, I don't know what other bands do. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes you lose members, and it doesn't mean that. I guess for some sounds, like when it's just focused on the sound,
Right.
that you want to keep that, and if you change it with different people. But we've
Yeah.
gone through so many changes over the years.
Yeah.
Kind of a staple.
Yeah, and if David or I left, the band would probably fall apart. If one of
Well,
us,
I mean,
without one of us, if one of us left, it would be kind of.
Yeah.
It would
Well,
fall
not,
apart
not,
a little
not
bit.
just
Yeah.
from the idea of the stuff on stage, but because we run the company.
Yeah. So I think it's, I don't know, at this point it's like, we've been through enough members, it's like, Dave and I will always be at the forefront, our robots will always have a
Yeah.
very concrete in the history and stuff, and you can follow the spine of rabbit, and then we're always going to bring in the other
Yeah.
elements through the time to help us expand on the universe, help us expand our sound.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of have to. I mean,
Try different
it's not like
things.
we went into Steam Powered Giraffe thinking that John would
be here forever,
We never. You just don't think about it.
Yeah,
when
you
you're
don't
starting.
think.
You're like, oh, what happened? And when it starts happening, you're like, oh, this could be an issue because we have to. It's like you're killing off Mickey Mouse
Right.
every time.
Right.
But I mean, it is what it is. Like there's not really other bands that. If you can change backing musicians, people
Killing off
aren't.
Mickey Mouse.
People aren't. Really, well, that's essentially
It's
what it is.
true, yeah.
It's
a good title.
It's
I remember we discussed like should the next actor that comes in just play John, and it was because we actually
Yeah.
considered that because we're like, is that
Is
what
that
it
what
is?
people
Like,
want?
if I left, does that mean like we get a new rabbit? Like,
But it's not like
Well,
Blue Man Group where it's like like anyone could do those
Yeah.
things.
Right.
No, it's much better that you kind of like
it's always
you
evolving.
grasp
Plus
onto
that makes it more
the
refreshing.
idea
I would much
of
rather
it
see like, oh, what is
being
this?
like there's
version
a
of
bunch
the
of robots in the canon that you can pull from.
Right.
Like,
I mean, it's just one of those things. It's not that we want to isolate people who were really fans of those performers and their characters. It's that there will always be an audience for something that we're doing because we're
Yeah.
not and maybe that's unfair to some fans. Like, well, there's not much we can do.
Yeah, just
we're dealing
throw it.
we're doing with how the cards are dealt, and we're not. It's not like we're like, well, it sucked. The act sucks now, but we're still doing it. It's like, no, we're actually making the act hopefully better in a different direction.
Right.
And hopefully it's still sticking to the path of like what most people will like, and I think most people will understand. I mean,
Well, yeah, we've had it multiple times when Hatchworth came in. It was a big issue, and I think over time it does kind of fade, and like now people are gonna look at everything that Hatchworth and or Sam, to be precise, what he brought to the group, and they're really going to appreciate it post-mortem, unfortunately. Yeah. Like, now that he's gone, it's like, oh gosh, we're really going to miss those Sam harmonies or those Sam
yeah,
songs.
no, not that like his stuff isn't
humor,
really good, but it's like now that he's gone, they're gonna like. There's always the people who are gonna glorify that.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it's the same thing with
it's
John.
not like it used
like,
to be. Like, yeah.
Like, well,
same
you know.
thing with Mike and it's like what everyone they brought so much great stuff to the group, and post-mortem it's gonna seem like, man.
Yeah. It's the trope title, nostalgia goggles or nostalgia glasses.
Give it time, and we'll see what happens.
I mean,
I do like it. I like bands that evolve.
For most, it's more the whole thing. Like, people can will be upset because it didn't go the way that everyone wanted it to be. It's like, it's not like we wanted Sam to leave or something.
Yeah.
It's not like we wanted John to leave. It's just, I mean, those are tough decisions, for whoever has to make them. Whether that's the performer themselves or whatever.
And you got to go into the new phase with a positive attitude.
Yeah, it's like we can't stop the band. Like that would be. Well, we're not doing it because one person doesn't want to do it anymore. Right. Like, that's
SPG's in phase 3 now, right?
I mean,
like the Marvel movies.
We've started building it so it can
3.
exist either, that it evolves and that the band is, which is great. Now we're in, if however long Brian stays with us, after that, the next one, I don't know. Maybe he'll be with us for the next 30 years. Maybe not. I don't know. But
give it 5 years. And then that's when people start saying like, okay, well, no.
Well, whatever happens, I mean, the act is going to evolve. I mean, whatever, and we're not going to restrict that to just something in particular. Like, and if for some reason the robots just aren't doing it for us anymore, which I can't imagine, but if it ever does happen, we have so many other ideas.
We'll be doing something.
We'll always be doing something.
Sugar Skull asks, would it be weird to have Zero/Brian sign my SteamWorld Collection game? And as someone who's constantly asked to sign album 1s, I'd say, nah. Like, I've signed so many things that I have no part of.
Before we came out with MK3, Sam signed nothing but stuff that John is on. And you can totally ask us at a show. I don't think we're not going to sell anything on our website that's autographed by Zero on past CDs. Sam is still going to be autographing anything we offer, but we do have a new photo print that we want to actually photo prints that we want to sell on our website, and we have some actually with Hatchworth that we want to sell that we actually been selling at our shows, but we'll put some online, and we'll definitely have autographed versions of that with Sam, and then in the future we'll have with
photos?
The new one with
it'll be the.
So you can still get a Sam autograph even if he's not coming to the show.
It'll be the first time we offer prints on our website.
He's still up for signing past albums, at least up until whenever our next one is. So that's cool.
So if you haven't, there's still time to get your Hatchworth signatures. Your Sam signatures.
And we'll throw up the photo prints. Will probably go up sometime this month. I don't know when it is. Sam's was out of town, so
right. We're almost sold out of autographs quintessential CDs, but like we said, Sam will probably come in and.
We also have the posters, right?
Yeah, we have quintessential posters autographed by Sam and everyone too. Those are still available.
So we're still, and he's gonna sign more too. So
we'll work on the Zero autographs. We got a special photo print that we're gonna sell. I don't think we have one here.
We do.
We do.
Yeah, the new prints one.
Yeah.
Should I go
get
one?
I mean, I don't know if who's gonna watch
the podcast won't be able to hear it, but
but yeah, I mean, it's pretty. We're selling it soon.
Turn that
soon.
off. Take it off.
Until we have a CD, I guess. But we'll see. We'll see how these sell and.
Sure.
But this will be the first time we'll have photo prints sold from our website.
Yeah.
And we're gonna plan, like David said, to also sell our remaining Hatchworth photo prints.
It won't focus, so you won't be able to see it probably.
Here's the photo print.
Okay, so the new photo print has the 3 robots and the 3 humans. It kind of looks.
Time to see it.
Yeah.
It'll be signed by Rabbit, Spine, and Zero.
And then the Walter Workers and Steve are on it. We're not gonna autograph them to sell though.
Otherwise, it would just get pricey. It would
you'd
pay so much for an autograph.
Oh no, yeah, we'll just have the robot sign it, and then
at live shows you
can have everyone sign it if you get it.
It's pretty good photo print. Not bad for the photo show.
Zero doesn't have an autograph yet. Signature.
He's still working on it, he says, so that's why he hasn't signed it yet.
Plus, I mean, I don't know who would buy the print immediately with not knowing him, but I mean, I don't know.
These are to take to live shows.
Well, but we're anticipating that people will like Zero.
I mean,
and then if you do, you can buy.
He's an amazing artist. He's hilarious. He's great. I don't know.
Let's do the next question. I don't know how we got on that one, but
let's see. I got them.
Next question.
Did David and Bunny act in a lot of Shakespeare in college? They'd be amazing as the twins in the 12th Night, and I don't know what that is.
Our first Shakespeare play we were in was together at least was
Much Ado.
Much Ado About Nothing, as Brian was reminiscing about.
Oh yeah, we were in that play with Brian.
I don't think we were the characters that he said. I think someone it was similar though. We were just like background characters, and we did
Ratio and
we did that one Hamlet sequel. What was it called?
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, but that's more modern stuff.
We just did like we were like
Wait.
every background character.
Wait, are you talking? No,
Every
Rosencrantz
ghost?
and
No,
Guildenstern.
that's not the one we did.
Fortinbras.
Fortinbras, yeah, which was it's funny, but we were like every minor character. We would
Yeah.
put on the costume changes. But it was
The only Shakespeare I did Christopher Marlowe. That was the Tragic Illustrator of Dr. Faustus. I was Dr. Faustus. That was in college though.
I was Gluttony.
The only one in I did Shakespeare in acting classes because
Yeah.
that's what they do. And I did that whole. I finished pretty much all my theater stuff in college. I just never graduated because we dropped out to make album 1. But I didn't do much Shakespeare out of acting. And the one play that we did, well, Christopher Marlowe is kind of similar, but not. It's kind of difficult language, but
I've done Shakespeare for like classes and stuff too, but to be perfectly honest, and I don't really know why, I don't like Shakespeare. I don't like doing it. I've seen a lot of Shakespeare plays because
I don't even really enjoy them that much.
it's like tradition, and it's like
yeah,
and I don't know, just the way that
they're not for
people
everyone.
read the lines and everything. Like I've seen some really good ones
Yeah.
where they modernize the lines without changing any of the words, just in the delivery,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
inflections and stuff, and I can appreciate that. But I feel like it's just cliche and everyone does it, and then someone comes out like, "Oh, I'm gonna do Shakespeare," but it's set in the future, and it's like just why?
yeah.
I'd rather just do a modern play and
Yeah.
No, I mean that's what the Christopher Marlowe's Tragic Illustrator that we did was set in like modern times, quote unquote.
But it was still just.
was
I remember
still
the first
weird.
play that I did where I actually felt like, I get it. I get how to act now, and it was Pillow Man, and I was the good cop, bad cop. The whole thing in that one was I think I was Jeff Goldblum's character. No, maybe, but basically I was good or I was bad the whole time. Like I was the bad cop in this interrogation room. But right at the end, it turned out that I was like the good guy. Like I had like good morals and stuff, and then my partner was actually a sadistic a-hole, and he like shoots the guy in the head at point blank, and it was so cool because he would fall down and right on the spot, and they would pump blood out. But it was great because my acting, the director was like during the rehearsal, he kind of critiqued me and said like you just sound like you're presenting, and he kind of haggled me until I gave him a good performance. And he said, "Good. That's what I'm going to put you on the list." And then, so I got the part, but he kept haggling me the whole thing. Like, that's not how you act. You're presenting it too much. So he kind of like jump started me to kind of realize like where you need to be to deliver a convincing performance. And even though I've never utilized it since because I haven't been on
Steam Powered
stage. That was
Giraffe.
my last play that I ever did. But it's been like helpful to keep that in mind if you ever want to do something like significant or like.
Yeah.
What's the word? That has some weight to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I think David and I have this. We have a really good. I don't know what you would call it, like a showman voice or like a.
Yeah, it's very.
We know how to like
Yeah.
choose the audience and present ourselves, but it's not very authentic.
No, I mean the robots. Works great for the robots because it's that idea of. Because we're playing to the. I don't know. Yeah, I guess the showman thing. It's not like, it would be hard to emote as those characters,
Right.
Because they're so like they're cartoon characters basically.
It was fun working on Vice Quadrant and trying to like do a little more subdued. I mean, it's a little different because it's just audio and
You're trying to
you need to
exposition,
convey.
but whatever.
But yeah, I don't know. I like acting's fun. It'd be cool to dabble.
Yeah, I mean, if we weren't doing Steam Powered Giraffe, that's probably what I would be pursuing in some form. But I don't know. I don't really like auditioning and stuff.
I would just get
Auditioning
typecasted now.
sucks.
What?
I would get typecast in Transparent or something. The one or two
Like
shows
those are the
about
only
transgender.
roles.
I don't know. Like Brian's coming from the acting world. He's been doing it since then, and he wants to join. I mean, he kind of said it on his on the podcast he was on, but he's kind of done with that kind of stuff.
I mean, it's great, but it's also really cutthroat and it's hard. And
Yeah.
with what we get to do, we get to make our own content, and the viewers, if they like it, we'll make more, and if they don't, then we won't. Like,
Yeah.
like if you guys are enjoying what we're doing and like you like the talents that we have, then that's, that's the proof is in the pudding. But like we don't have to struggle as much, I suppose, and we can just do our art and learn and grow. And it feels healthier, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
I think we're challenged too because we've been doing this for almost a decade, and it's like I think we never want to cheat ourselves by thinking that we can't challenge ourselves.
Yeah.
So the shake-ups and constantly wanting to better the act and improve our skills and talents, I don't know, I think it's been a much more safer but also healthier environment for developing our skills. So maybe one day we'll actually get into the industry, but with the way that art and media is going right now, like look at like with Netflix and all that, like everyone's just creating their own content. So that's what we're doing in a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Great question about acting.
Yeah.
Or
This
Take-
one. Oh, and by the way, the
enough.
chat all wants the title to be Worm Diplomacy.
Oh, worm diplomacy. Okay, worm diplomacy. Engineer-eteers have spoken. That's a good one. No arguments. Worm diplomacy.
So, since Buddy's gone, this one's directed to you. I don't know what this means, but Steampunk Girl 16 asks, do you still have videos of David from Zombie Prom?
Do I?
I don't know what that is.
Well, I just did it was like a recital thing. It wasn't the actual musical. Like, I just did a song from Zombie Prom.
I don't know what Zombie Prom is.
Wait, am I thinking about
That's
the same
why I
thing?
was like, what are they talking about? Did you go to like a prom just?
They're
like,
talking
a
about...
zombie
I'm pretty
prom?
sure they're talking about
I thought they were
musical
talking
theater
about like an
class in
actual prom
college.
where the theme was zombies. Like, I don't know.
No, I was
Okay.
just for a recital piece. It was for our musical theater class in college. I did a song from Zombie Prom.
Oh,
Or
okay.
I didn't do it myself. So, I was signed it by the teacher, but yeah. There's video on there's video of that song and some others from my musical theater college days on the Engineer-eteers site, so you can find those.
This comes from the Engineer-eteer chat room.
Oh,
so
okay,
yeah, they should
but
be
no, there's
there
no more
somewhere.
because that was just a recital.
Let's see. I know there's some more here. Oh, this one's really funny. I don't know exactly what this. Well, okay. So this person asks, "Will you all do an album about time travel?" That's it. That's the question.
Time travel.
Will you do a time travel album? Yeah.
I don't know. I think we could do one, but
Yeah. There's a lot.
I don't know. There's so
some
many
meaty
ideas for
stuff there you can
concept
explore.
albums. Like, I like the idea of some more concept.
Yeah.
Vice Quadrant was. I don't know if we'll do another 2-disc kind of thing. Unless we have the idea.
Is
But,
my mic on?
yeah.
I think I turned it on.
No, it's working.
That's tough.
Potentially. That's not our next idea, but
Time travel would be cool.
Time travel's
Do you think you
nice.
could do a whole Western album?
Could do anything.
Wild
Yeah, and we
West?
could do whatever. Whatever we wanted to do, we could do in some form.
I mean, we're not thinking of stopping anytime soon, so.
Yeah. Steam Pony asks, will you publish a print version of Red Core when it's done? That kind of goes for any of the comics.
Gosh, yeah, we've talked about like, should we like maybe make like a issue of like just Hatchworth and the Blue Ghost or some of the smaller ones.
We probably want to combine all of it.
We probably
Do,
want
like,
to
a big
combine it.
anthology.
Because we don't. I
Definitely.
mean, we're so small that if we come out with multiple prints of,
Yeah.
we don't have the storage space. We don't have the people buying it to even justify.
Exactly.
I think
having
we'd
that
want to. Like, it would be cool to
Yeah.
make like a comic book form of Hatchworth and the Blue Ghost or Red Core later. But I don't know if we're gonna.
It might just be that when we finish the main Steam Powered Giraffe comic, we'll just throw those in as like, because if we're making a
Right.
comic book, we might or a hardback, whatever we make with the
Exactly.
comic, the print version, we might as well just throw all those in there as okay, here's this, and then we can move on from there.
And
Yeah.
even to get that published, we'd probably have to, I don't know, Kickstart it or
Yeah,
one of those
yeah.
platforms because it would just
'Cause
be
it's not-
so.
yeah, even because pre-ordering it probably would be like.
I doubt we could even make like we'd never be able to afford a hardback. We'd have to do a paperback, and it's just.
paperback.
But yeah, I think we definitely want to get those in print. Like, that's kind of it's not a very profitable endeavor, but it's definitely something I feel super passionate about.
Yeah, we should do it.
I want to get it out, and I hope that comic we get further in because we've been
Yeah,
stuck in the
yeah.
manor for years, and it's just because of everything that we've had to do and grow. It's just been tough to get it out. But Sam did a good push getting us over the hill of the flashback sequence.
Yeah, yeah.
So now I feel like we can come back and I don't know.
Yeah.
Get the story going and the conflict and yeah.
Yeah.
exciting.
Well, I mean, we have it all. We have the whole story out. We just don't have every single line and dialogue, and we don't have it's not all spaced out.
Right.
What's the word? The frames or panels.
I've started storyboarding and scripting it out so David can take a look. Red Core's already been written. I've just been making tweaks and proofing them with David.
that was last year.
I think it's a pretty good story. Like, it's very short and concise, and it answers all your questions about rabbits.
But no, yeah.
And it also shows a little bit about Spine and...
No, I like all of it. And conveniently placed people to block the third robot, whatever robot that is.
I saw that.
You know,
People noticed that.
I didn't want to do it. At first I was just going to put the 2, because I really feel like it would just be easier if we ever do a flashback to just have the 2 robots.
Yeah.
Initially. And
but
because then it's like, we never have to worry. We always know that we're going to be a part as long as... And adding any other robot, it's going to be hard to be like, all right, let's see if we can get a contract going so we can use the likeness of Sean Sprague.
Yeah.
Like, I almost want to say those legs are someone else, because I don't even... It'd just be easier if Spine and Rabbit were the original ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, all the robots were, like, fought in the war, but...
Sure.
Just if we ever were like, we're on the Ed Sullivan Show, and it's just Spine and Rabbit being...
I mean, luckily we're on good terms with Sam, but it's just one of those, like, I don't know.
It's like, do you want to shoot yourself in the foot by utilizing a character that you need a specific actor for? If you ever wanted to. If we wanted to create backstories for all that, we're locked in with this actor that may or may not be available, and it's just a headache. It's just a headache. And that's why we don't know who that is, because we wanted to keep it open in case we ever want to revisit that time and place. It could be anyone. So it could be a robot. It could just be another guy. Maybe someone's working on the sounds or something. Like, maybe it's a test run. I don't know. Anyways.
Are the Walter workers in the comic?
Yeah, but I haven't put in...
I mean, I don't know when the comic started, but obviously the Walter workers have changed too.
I think the idea was to put you guys like as cameos. Within the. But the ones that actually talk are fictional ones, just so we can use
anyone.
I think there's 2 sisters I made, but I can't remember what the other's name. One is called Liv, and the other one's called
Die.
Oh, there we go. And
I remember that.
Liv is the depressing one, and Die is the happy one.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, and I think they're like.
But yeah, for the same
Camille
reason.
and I have been around for quite a while now.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw some comment like, oh, the Walter workers, it's just like a revolving door with them. They can't, like, they're always changing. I'm like, it's just a job. It's a merchandising job.
But,
like,
also,
we're
like,
happy.
we're not going to stop from going to college.
Yeah.
If they want to go back to college. Like, what? That's what Carolina went.
That's not like a band member leaving. Like, even that shouldn't be a big deal. But, like, the people who get upset at Walter workers changing, too, is, like, kind of ridiculous.
I mean, I get it from a fan point of view. Like, why can't everything just stay the same? I'm like, that's the idea, but people have their own damn lives, and not everyone gives a shit about Steam Powered Giraffe.
But that being said, it's kind of crazy that people still think that the Walter workers change constantly, because I've been on board for almost 3 years now.
Yeah, now you guys are going to be.
Well, I think people like kind of they don't pay attention to us, so when they turn their attention, they only see us like every year or two.
Even Camille, who is technically the newest Walter worker of the band, has been on longer than any of the previous ones.
Yeah.
And we're really happy with
it's really great. You guys contribute a lot more just because of your the talent you bring.
We
to
love it.
Yeah, the ballet.
I mean,
and
we
the
both
dancing
retired from that world, the professional ballet company, for various reasons, but we both missed performing, and like this gives us exactly what we wanted.
Yeah,
it's great to utilize you guys.
Like,
and that's good because not all of our previous Walter workers really wanted to be on stage.
Yeah,
but they did it because they're like, oh, it's fun, but I don't have any aspirations to do it.
That's like the main reason. Like. We wanted to come on board. Anyway.
But yeah, cameos in the comics.
Definitely. Like
just in case you want to go off to college or something.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everyone's going to be in there. Steve is going to be in there, like,
Little Steve?
I mean... I mean, that's
like
the whole thing.
In a car fire?
Like, if Steve wants to talk to me about that and put some lore to it, then I'll happily put Little Steve. But if it's just kind of this thing that doesn't make any sense,
maybe in the comic it is because Steve as a human is a little crazy, and it's his
maybe.
And all the robots are like, that's not a real living thing.
But you know what the problem is? When writing this story, I realized that we have so many characters. It's so hard. In the introduction to Gigi and Zero is going to be so hard. I've had to keep running it through my brain, like, how is this going to happen? And I think I finally figured out how to do it, because it's just like, here's a robot, here's a wacky character, here's some talking apples. And I'm like, Okay, so I mean, it hasn't been the most elegant of like introducing.
Well, it's because we weren't able to because things keep changing. So
but also, yeah. But I mean, I guess it's all right.
On the fly.
If you, it just seems what it is like this all this zany stuff happening at once, and then there's a lot of crazy characters.
Like, this isn't a question they have, but I was just remembering, like, I used to love TV tropes, and I'd be on there all the time. There was a trope called the butt monkey, and it's like, the Scrappy-Doo or whatever of a certain show. And I'm wondering, who's the butt monkey of Steam Powered Giraffe lore? Like, who does everyone hate the most?
I mean, Gigi is the one that gets a lot of hate because she's SpongeBob, basically.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, lately I've been thinking Little Steve, just because...
We're always even like, Steve went through a couple of periods where he just wasn't acknowledging his presence.
Like, I don't want to do Little Steve anymore. Like, you created it. Live by your creations.
We have a lot of, basically everyone's like Scrappy-Doo and Steam Powered Giraffe. We now have like a tiny robot, a giraffe that's smaller than Gigi.
Yeah.
Gigi is smaller than their big giraffe. Now we have a tinier one who sounds like Batman. And then we have talking books that.
Oh, we haven't done that one.
I'm editing that.
But there's a talking book in the the
Christmas
Marshmallow World.
I still have that prop.
Yeah. Sorry.
There's the and then there's the phonograph character that we've actually played around with for a while. I find just as an idea. So he's a new character.
Is that on 2 Cent Show where it's like pouring the wine?
Yeah.
I have an amazing outtake from a video that has not seen the light of day yet, but like someday. There's like bloopers of you two filming something on green screen, and it's really funny.
What did we film on green screen?
There's a lot of things we filmed.
It was the day we filmed Bunny's stuff for Overdrive, but we filmed a few other extra things for later on too.
Oh my gosh,
I don't remember.
I've got some great like improv stuff of like David cracking up behind the camera and all this stuff that we can't post yet because
we have to. I want to get that stuff from you.
Yeah.
I know how to complete that.
That's the Robotime Steam Show thing.
Yeah.
I know. There's some. Oh my! It's just a lot of editing, and I'm like kind of intimidated by the amount of, but I'm working on Robotime Steam Show
stuff.
too. I wanted to, the first time I was like, I want it to be a news thing, and now I'm like, no news. I just want to tell a story and get to the point.
Yeah.
Like make it funny. So, I did some good cuts, and David helped me with some of this stuff, and hopefully we can put it together.
You always have so much going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
We need to be more people, but unfortunately we are not.
Here's another question. Brian said that he's not great at drawing, but will he help the storyline for the comics? Kind of like what you said about Steve giving input into the lore. Will Brian have any input as far as Zero stuff's concerned?
See, I love talking about lore. Like, if anyone approached me and had an idea, I could make it happen.
Yeah.
I think
basically we because together we kind of know the general direction, and there's definitely going to be parts where if Brian has like some ideas, like especially if Zero is the focus, like we would definitely want to bounce ideas off of him and see what he has his input on.
He's going to be introduced in the comic. I'm still thinking out how, but I'm definitely going to bring it up to him to see. I mean, I think right off the bat we're starting to get like a sense of our sense of humor, and we kind of have a really similar sense of humor as Brian. Kind of, it's.
Yeah.
So I think like writing for Zero is not going to be such a stretch, but then again, it's his character, so I'm going to make sure that. Does anyone think that we've that he's mastered his character yet? Like, I don't like. Yeah,
like we haven't.
Like, it takes time.
I was gonna say it'll take a few shows, and probably by the end of the next year, like, it's like if you imagine a TV show, like it takes a while for everyone to find
season one.
But Zero definitely will be front and center in the comic. But Hatchworth is in it too. Like, I'm not taking him out. I mean, he's not going to have the role he had before, but he's still in there, and there's no reason for me to take him out.
Yeah.
I think my favorite panel in the comic so far has been Hatchworth chair. It's so creepy.
Oh gosh, I mentioned it in the next frame. So, I'm excited.
That was great.
Yeah, Sam did some great jokes, and we came up with a lot of cool stuff. He's very good at visual gags.
Steam Pony wants to know if there will ever be a Salgexicon comic.
I mean, it would be cool.
Along with all the other ideas.
I really wanted to do the Rex Marksley one, but I don't. It's just so much extra time, and we'd have to find another artist to do it, and it's just.
I think this is all great that we have all these stories. Dave and I are working on some stuff, but we don't want to spoil anything. But some of those that extended universe stuff is we're keeping it going just right now.
Yeah.
We got to make a living. That's our first. Priority. So, and that's to focus on the robots,
Exactly.
Yeah.
the live act, and albums album at least a year. As far as we can see with our finances going, like with Engineer-eteers support and everyone who watches this there, and albums. That's kind of where we make our money, and shows help as well because we sell merchandise there as well. But we come out with an album every year, and we do live shows. That's how we stay afloat.
We're gonna have to come out with an album every year, which is
Yeah.
for the creative process. It just means maybe there's a little stress and
But you know,
hopefully
we
not.
never want to
You
go
don't
more
want it
than
to
more than a
become
year,
routine,
anyways,
but-
because it gets. I've seen other bands that do that, and it's like, I don't know, you kind of follow the face of the earth. We want to stay a little bit relevant, even because I feel this day and age, you know, it's waiting a year for something is pretty much what people will wait for.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if we continue this, that we might have more albums like SteamWorld Heist or offshoot albums, or maybe we lose the numbering. I'm not really sure. We haven't really talked about any of that, but you know, it's like we're not gonna be like coming out with an album every 4 years. It's just not, we can't be that kind of band.
No.
So I think smaller, tighter albums
Oh,
is what we're
yeah.
probably gonna be doing. But that's just a guess. Just
Yeah, I mean, Vice Quadrant, you know, that was obviously planned for years, so that's why it's
And
so
you
long.
skipped a year after
Yeah, when we
Mark
did
III,
Walter
so you
Robotics
had the time to
Expo.
do that.
Because what we had to kind of see, like, is people, and that was, you know, we had quite a lot of followers then, and we have more now, but that iteration of the act, we thought, well, this is the best time to kind of do it, because we're at heyday as far as that iteration was concerned, and no one bought the stuff, so we were like, okay, ain't no one gonna buy videos, so next time we do one of these videos of our concert, it's got to be free, and people can just go watch it, because that's just, I mean, people bought it, but not enough to justify
we'll probably
doing
sell
it.
like a live.
Drop a pic.
We'll probably sell the audio like as a digital only.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, because it sounds really good.
No one buys live
Yeah.
albums either. There we go.
No,
But-
it sounds really good. I'm excited to hear like an audio version of that on a
Yeah,
CD.
no, we'll do that just for the people who want, but we won't put it on a CD. It'll just be digital only and stuff.
Yeah.
And when I finish it, which is like, the priority's high, but it's not as high as getting Brian up to speed on the show and stuff.
Yeah.
I think like if we're ever like we need to cool off in the releases, like we could do a year where we're revisiting songs and re-recording some, like we did with SteamWorld. But I don't know. That's just because we come out with so many new songs every
Well,
year.
and maybe like some re-recordings with Brian doing old
Right.
stuff. You mean
It's-
like I saw a lot of comments saying that there were people who really wanted to hear him do Suspender Man. And, like,
I mean,
that's one that I know you guys have talked about.
we've talked about doing so many songs. So I mean, it's not. Maybe as when we get into the groove of things, we'll be
Yeah.
like, we need to go back and do like our hits. You know,
There's
like
plenty there to chew on.
which would be exciting. We kind of did that with SteamWorld Heist, but I think it was a little more kind of like adapting for the video game a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
If you did another album like SteamWorld Heist, it would be like completely on your terms, and you guys could
right.
pick and
They
choose
told
the
us what songs they wanted
Exactly.
on there, so
Sure.
we had to re-record those. But
Yeah, in that vein of, you know, what our priorities are, album sales and all that, I had a few people mention how badly they want a GG plushie, but once again, that's something that's really hard to manufacture.
we'll keep
if
working
you-
on it. We'll keep getting
you
to that
don't
point.
think-
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and it's more about demand than that. Like, and nothing's gonna have more demand than our CDs, and those
Does anyone
don't really sell
like
as much
GG?
as.
I don't-
And it would probably just be a generic Steam Powered Giraffe plushie, if anything. Maybe it would look like GG, but there's no way we couldn't justify. We'd have to have excess money just to throw away money to manufacture that small amount.
I didn't get that.
we'll keep working on it. It's something that we've wanted
Yeah,
to.
don't hold it down.
Yeah.
It's something we want to offer eventually, and yeah, it wouldn't. You know, it's feasible. It's just
Yeah,
it's a lot of resources.
handmade stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not going to do that. We did that in the past a
We
little bit.
did,
but
yeah, and it was a good design. It was just very.
It wasn't feasible to keep doing. It was like, this is just costing us time and money.
Even the creator was like, I can't do this anymore. Like so,
Yeah.
but we're small. We're still growing. You look at other companies and like, you know, it's toys and all that, or they just kind of sit around and gather dust, and they have to be put on sale, and so. But we'd love to do that, or vinyl figures, or whatever.
Yeah.
I've
who
been
knows?
bending this.
The whole
I've been
time.
like, my
I-
nails are getting to that point
uh,
where they're about to like come off because they're. So I got these off so I
yeah.
could play the uke.
oh yeah, ukulele. I saw on Instagram.
I was like, oh yeah, I
your-
can't play this. Oh yeah, my
I used,
ukulele.
I used
yeah.
to play ukulele a little bit, but not.
I got a tenor, so I have a great way to remember the tuning. It's a great corpse eating, Andy.
Oh, you changed it from your Twitter feed? Did your Twitter say something else?
No,
That was what it was? Okay.
great corpse eating, Andy.
Oh, great corpse eating, Andy.
Yeah, I don't know. Was that? I have nothing about guitars. Is it skipping over chords in the guitar?
It's not the same.
It's not the same at all. Well,
I mean, there are strings that are those, but no.
I learned guitar back in.
Depends on the ukulele tuning. So.
I was learning back in like 2006 through 2008, but I never did anything with it. And I kind of just forgot. But it's kind of starting to come back to me. At least like, I think the most important thing that I'm learning from the ukulele is building finger strength and.
Sure, I mean, all stringed instruments like that are the same. Where I mean, yeah, the tunings will be different and your finger position will be different, but that core thing of like doing this with what's hand and this with the other.
I think it's good for composing though.
What's the easiest way to strum on a ukulele? Because
I don't know.
I would always like switch between like kind of like creating a pick with my fingers and using my thumb for a softer sound.
I like using a pick. I use one of the ukulele picks and it sounds. I'm not really good at strumming yet. I should come over and ask David for some pointers, but I'm hoping I can utilize this for to pick up the bass with some songs in the future. And I know we have that beautiful mandolin that I'd love to get my hands on again. Well, I used their old mandolin. I was training to do. I think it was One Way Ticket, or maybe it was Steamboat Shenanigans, but we just never utilized it because I think the song dropped out of rotation before I finished learning. So
plus, it was the whole we got to take less stuff, so we're like, okay, 3 instruments only, and yeah.
So, but something like a uke or a mandolin, I could have a carry on. So
Yeah.
Any other questions? We're kind of towards the end, so if we want to get just one good question at the end.
Just wrapping up.
Yeah, I think
and
Alex
then we'll play us out.
Soon.
This one's not a question, but Steam Pony says, random challenge. Add something in the lore dealing with waffles. I don't know.
I mean, didn't Spine say at the last show something about waffles being superior than pancakes?
Yeah, we say that a lot.
So, I mean, Spine is obviously like a fan of waffles.
I mean, that's everyone. I guess that's a little bit of David Bennett bleeding into the spine.
Okay, and there's one final one. John McCool asks, any news on the vinyls?
Just not a priority because I don't see anyone buying them anytime soon. Well, also it's like if we come out, we're gonna have to. We're gonna do all these previous. We're gonna have to.
It would have to be a collection, like a greatest hits.
And it's just.
Well, that's the only way we would do it, and we would. It would be songs, and maybe some people wouldn't want it. They were like, "Oh, I want some stuff from album 1." Like that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Contracts are done. I'm not gonna reopen them with the previous members.
It would have to be MK3 onward, right?
It'd be MK3 onward. Yeah. So we could definitely do some stuff from SteamWorld Heist, but that's what it would be. So I know some people wouldn't like it because of that, but then also. It's that we would.
I know because everyone wants.
It would have been nice as if we did. Not that we're going to, but if SteamWorld Heist, if we had planned that with that, we could have had some of the older songs brought back. If we get to that point, like maybe we'll be able to make like a have your favorite songs, but the newer editions.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it's like everyone would want Honeybee on vinyl, but it's on one of the older albums, so you could do the SteamWorld Heist version.
No, yeah, that's what I was.
But I think now it's like. I definitely would want to do a version with Brian, because we're now tweaking it again, and it's sounding different. I think that's the thing. I mean, that's low on priorities, and especially now that you have Brian in the group, that's not something that's.
But yeah, it doesn't help us to bring out a vinyl for members who had past stuff, because then it's like then you got to do this weird. Well, if we just release album 1, it's like we don't have the means to do a vinyl for every album we released. They're way more expensive than CDs. They take way longer to manufacture, and I guarantee hardly anyone's going to buy them.
So and it would probably be a pre-order thing.
So if we did it, it would be like greatest hits.
I think we should try it on a new album one time. If we ever.
Yeah, a newer album would be the easiest.
Maybe the next one we'll pick a couple songs.
I think of the. How we would ship them, because you got to be really careful.
Oh yeah, it would be terrible. Like they'd break.
It'd be a nightmare to ship, and
we can't take them to shows either.
Yeah, we can't take them with us
because they would just. It's just.
We'll think about it all.
We need to get bigger and eventually have a merchandise company, someone else to handle all this. But it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to have, but it would be a limited release, and then we'd only have like a few hundred people get a hold of them.
Growing pains, unfortunately.
Well,
thanks for the good ideas.
It was a
You started singing it the other way.
It was a podcast from Steam Powered Giraffe. It was the best.
I can't remember the harmony.
I'm not even looking at the tunes.
Is that right? I don't know.
was a podcast from Steam Powered Giraffe. It's the Bennettarium. We had Chelsea, David, and Bunny on the Bennettarium. Now we gotta go to bed 'cause we were all real tired, sounds like.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you
Happy
back here
New
on
Year.
perhaps Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday.
Maybe
let's-
we'll get Camille back on.
And
soon.
the title of the podcast is Worm Diplomacy.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have to get up and go stop the podcast. But you guys can keep talking.
Oh.
Nope, I turned off the mic.
I'm the only one left. Well, I'm ready to play some video games.
Yeah.
Snuggle under a blanket. Maybe get some more hot chocolate.
All right. Wave goodbye.